They got us walking around with me characters from Nintendo Wii, bro.
No, the Wii characters look better than this.
Yeah, they got
I'd
little,
fuck a
little
Wii character
customization.
before I fuck the Snapchat Bitmoji
What is
avatar.
going on?
Hello there, and welcome to the third installment of the Dangerously Diverse podcast. I am your host, John.
I hope I'm your other host, Vaughn. I don't know how
You
long we'll be
are.
the host.
Listen. I fucked up on the intro. All right, listen. We can't all be perfect. All right, we can't all be having good days like you.
Man, listen. I'm having far from a good day right now. God damn. And the people are probably wondering what I mean by that. Let me tell y'all, I'm fucking dying. I'm fucking dying over here. You hear me? I'm fucking dying. I'm throwing up. I'm not throwing up currently, but I've been throwing up for like an hour, bro. I don't know what it is.
Please, Luigi, when I'm a ghost, expel me. This man's been fighting his demons for the last 2 days, and they're getting expelled now.
2.5 is about to be 3. This is the payback for that. Over the weekend, he said, "Yo, you think you're that guy, huh? Let me tell you, you're not. You're not, pal."
Your stomach was like, "You're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy."
Gosh. Yeah, but wow. Welcome back to the Dangerously Diverse podcast. For context, Saturday and Sunday, I wanted to listen to the hype, and I tried that Casamigos drink. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of it. It's tequila. I tried that. I seen a TikTok, and it was mixed with Taylor Port, which is wine, one of the strongest wines. It's like 14% for a wine, which is pretty strong.
What was that
I
like?
mixed them to get.
It was like a $7 bottle of wine.
Yo, it was like 9, bro.
That's how you know when
That's how you know.
That's how you know a wine is top shelf when it's below $10.
So yeah, long story short, I mixed them together. I was feeling good for the past 2 days. You know, I was a little wavy. I was a little drunk. I was in my bag singing. Like I said last episode, certified lover boy.
I've seen the Snapchats.
Yes. Somebody actually slid up on one of them and told me I sound like I look like a drunk uncle, and I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know if she was complimenting me or making fun of me, so I kept on about my day. But yeah, so the last 2 days I was getting drunk. I'm not gonna lie, felt good.
This man's at home having the time of his life, and I'm sitting there leaving work, and I'm like, damn, he's gone.
Mind you, it was only like 9 o'clock.
Like his hero Drake says, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. I started in the morning, ended early. And now I'm paying, like John said, I'm paying for my sins right now. I've been throwing up for like an hour, and I don't know if it's from the alcohol or this burger I got from Wawa, and I don't care what it is, but I don't like it.
He's praying to the porcelain gods to have mercy on him.
Bro, I know people can relate to grabbing a toilet. Everybody's had to have done it.
Oh.
If you drink, you've been drunk enough to hug that toilet.
Listen, bro, I ain't gonna say it because y'all know how I feel about it, but I said I wasn't gonna mention it anymore on the last podcast.
I already know where it's going.
But yeah, I've been there too. Man.
I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I was gonna tell you this before the podcast, but I'm gonna tell you now. This is probably too much information right now. But I'm gonna be honest. Right now, I'm sitting on my bed and I'm butt naked with a towel wrapped around me because Bro, I'm stressing, bro.
Now I'm dying. Holy shit. You're gonna kill me with fucking laughter. Thanks.
Yo, I'm stressing, bro. I don't know what to do. This is the only way I'm comfortable right now. I got a wet towel around my body. Weird.
All right. Well, let's.
I got that out the way.
Oh, that was. I think we're done. That's it. Thank you for joining us for the third episode of Dangerously Disgusting. I'm diverse.
We're gonna dangerously disgusting. That's what we're naming this.
That's the title. Boom, dangerously disgusting.
We're gonna end it now. We're gonna name the title Vaughn's death. That's it.
We're not even gonna talk about our main topic today. We're not even gonna talk about it. We're not getting into it. We're not. We're just done. Life over. Podcast complete. Finished. It was a 3-episode limited series. Ending. Subscribe to the OnlyFans to see the full visuals.
Yo.
Alright. Alright, so today, our main topic, or pretty much the entire topic of this video, besides dying due to alcohol and food poisoning, is movies. Something that I'm very passionate about. How do you feel about movies, sir? When you're not dying?
You know, I like to watch my movies here and there on the weekends when I got some time on my hands, relax. I'm not going to say drink a little bit of wine anymore because I might take a break from that. But
yeah, I take a break from the devil's juice.
Yeah, but I love movies, bro. I love old, new cartoon movies. I get into it with the movies.
Classic animes such as Toy Story 1 and 2.
Relax.
God.
I think the main reason why we
Stinky
all know
Pete,
we're here.
Stinky Pete throwing Woody into the box and locking him in there. Top 10 anime betrayals of all time.
Yeah, that was when he first got Buzz.
No.
He was playing with Buzz.
No,
I'm saying that's another betrayal.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's number one.
Got Buzz,
that's number one on the list. It's like, hello, welcome to WatchMojo.com. We're counting down the top 10 anime betrayals. Number 1, Andy throwing Woody away when he got Buzz Lightyear. Toy Story. Here's some random factoid nonsense about the movie that you don't need to know, and you probably already do.
Yeah, they throw some other stuff in there that got nothing to do with what I'm here for.
But anyway, so there's one movie in particular that everybody's talking about this week.
I think we all know why we're here.
But I'm glad you came here to find out about it, because I've seen it twice, and he's seen it while dying.
Just got done watching.
So
yeah,
he thought this was
That's how you know it's good.
He thought this was gonna be his last movie ever, so he paid attention. So today we're gonna be talking about The Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad, because just like what went down his toilet, Suicide Squad was trash.
Damn.
The Suicide Squad, however, is good.
Great. I'd even say great.
Oh,
if I'm halfway dying and I'm still paying attention to the movie, it's a good movie. It's a great movie.
The movie is so good that I went to see it twice. Like, I saw it once on HBO Max, because I was like, maybe I'll go to the theater, maybe not. But I went and watched it on HBO Max just to see what it was about. The minute I got done watching it, I'm like, I'm going to see this in a theater. And I did today. I saw it in 4DX. For those of you who don't know what 4DX is, if you've ever been to Universal Studios in Orlando, I believe it is, and you've ridden the Shrek 4D experience, it's like that, but for 2 hours and 20-some minutes, and it's a lot of fun. I'll tell you, I thought the popcorn that I had was going to go flying at one point. They started, like, there's a little preview, because at most Regal Cinemas, they have a thing where it, like, looks like you're in a roller coaster, and it's going around like a mountain of Coca-Cola and popcorn and stuff, and then you're just in like you're basically on a roller coaster, but you felt it this time, and it wasn't a roller coaster. It was like all the different like experiences you get and sensations you feel when watching a movie in 4DX. And I will tell you, if you look it up on Google, like after you're done listening to this, and do yourself a favor and go see any movie, The Suicide Squad especially, but go see any movie right now that is in 4DX, because you are gonna, like, it's gonna change the way you think about watching a movie. Like, it's so cool. It's amazing.
I haven't even done it yet, but I shall once my stomach provides the needliness
Um,
that it has.
the
I
closest
shall provide.
the closest one to us is in King of Prussia.
Yeah, I'll take the
So
drive. You won't be mad at the bee.
we'd have to take the drive because let me tell you, I want to go there again. So if you're saying road trip, we taking a road trip.
Oh, bro, I'll take them. I say I took a 2 hour road trip like 2 weeks ago to PA as well. So just because,
Hey.
so
I mean,
I'll definitely be down.
we technically gave away like our location technically right now.
Uh,
We
they're
just
gonna be like,
did.
hold on, PA, two
It's like
hours.
I live in PA, King of Prussia, 2 hours away. What city's 2 hours away from King of Prussia? It's about an hour
FBI, open
45.
up.
It's more like an hour 45 actually. Cause I know I drove up to like
No traffic, hour 30.
I drove up to Cherry Hill first, and it's only like 45 minutes away from Cherry Hill, I believe, with no
Oh, okay.
traffic. If you go, because what days are you off? We're talking personal right now here. What
You
days are
mean
you off?
you mean what day am I off?
Day? Yeah, what day are you off?
Just Sunday.
Just Sunday? My God, man, why can't you like have off on a Monday, my dude?
The best I can do for you is getting off early on a Saturday.
Well, I can't get off any earlier on a. So I mean, yeah, no, I can't do that.
Unless you want to go see a movie at 7 a.m. I don't even think that's possible. But
The earliest showing I know was at like 10:50, I think, at the theater that I went
it's
to.
too late.
Like
It's just too late.
10:50 a.m. was like that time, but yeah, that's that's about it for me. But back to the topic at hand. 4DX. It's gonna change the way that you experience movies, and I now want a 4DX theater in my house in the future.
Okay.
I want a regular like IMAX theater, and I want a 4DX theater. I want to also experience a movie in 4DX that is in 3D because I
Oh.
saw Avengers Endgame in IMAX 3D, and I can just imagine how that would be in 3D in a 4DX theater with 3D and having all the different like things like the water spray on you, feeling like the stuff hit your back and everything when people get stabbed and like just all the different motions. Oh my god. Like I would 100% pay $50 for a ticket to go see Avengers Endgame in 4XD if it was 3D
Hmm.
IMAX. Big ass screen, all that, dude. I would pay $50 for it. I would pay $50 for that ticket. Marvel, make it
Uh,
happen. You have my money.
you trying to get hit with Thor's hammer, huh?
I'm trying to feel it. I'm trying to get the little. It's like a massage chair. Literally, like
Yo,
there's a little pound in your back. Like you know the massage chairs that like hit your
yo.
back. Literally, like you'd feel like someone getting hit with Thor's hammer. Especially, dude. Oh my god, when Captain America's hitting Thanos with the 3-piece combos,
Mm.
you'd feel that, bro. You'd feel the bot bot in your back, and you'd be like, "Damn, I'm getting a free massage at Avengers."
He said they beat my ass too.
You'd feel like the thing shaking and everything like that, man. Especially when he does like the rain fire, dude. Oh my god, it'd feel like you're at one of those like mall massage chairs, but faster. The top setting.
Throw the 25 cents in. I'm good.
But yeah, bro, 4DX is amazing. It is the best way to experience any movie, I feel, right now. Like it's crazy. Like the technology's been around for a while, but implementing it into movies, great idea. Amazing. It is fantastic. Shame that it's only 2 hours away, but I'm willing to take the drive. Honestly, like the drive's fine with me. I like driving.
Honestly,
I like driving long places.
honestly, the only 4DX. This is gonna sound bad, but the only 4DX experience I had was in the Sex Museum in New York.
What? Hold on, hold on. Excuse me? Elaborate, please. Now, when you say 4DX, um, was it
Listen.
4DXXX or was it 4DX? What was the
I'm gonna
context
be
here?
honest. It wasn't a good time how you're describing it.
Oh, it wasn't? Because I was thinking
And
something completely different. With
see, no,
4D, feeling the sensations would be real weird.
exactly why I said it wasn't a good time. So,
And
you know,
for me,
it's a
and
sex museum, so they're not playing normal like movies. Like a normal movie obviously would
uh,
be fire. So they're playing, you know,
I mean,
adult
in
films.
regular 4DX, when I went to see the movie today, what should we call it? I could feel like a rumble like on the seat when like the score would swell and everything like that, but it'd just be like a vibration, like I said, like a massage chair. But you probably felt more than a vibration. You probably felt
Oh man. Listen,
yeah.
I didn't know what to expect. And yeah, I'm gonna just cut it into parts. But there was one part where, a female was getting penetrated and just know my back was also getting penetrated.
Why not the seat? Wouldn't it be the seat that feels that way?
Oh no, I would have got up and left if the seat I'd have left if the seat started penetrating. It was my back, so I was like, okay, this kind of feels good, but it's kind of awkward that they're playing this right in front of me. But
Oh,
to make a long story short, the
yeah.
worst
That
part
that
was
that's got to be
every
uncomfortable.
movie. Yes, every movie has to have its ending, and if you're familiar with
Oh,
adult,
the
if you're
spritz of water, the spritz of
if you're
water.
familiar with adult films, you kind of know how they end, and
So in the movie,
yeah,
there's one part where a guy gets his throat. So spoilers. I mean, it's not really a spoiler, but it's technically a spoiler for how the movie is. There's a part in Suicide Squad where a guy gets his throat slit, and there's like water that gets splashed on your face in like actual droplets. Like it's a stream of water that hits your face like a blood splatter. Was it like that? Is that how the
oh
ending
yeah,
was?
it was something like that, just a little more of a sticky situation,
Oh
and
God, no, no!
so
What?
I didn't walk out of there too pleased.
Oh God, was it icing like at the Annie Ann's?
I, I don't know what it was because it wasn't. I don't want to be too rated R here, but
Oh, listen. All right, okay, we're done with this story. Turn
oh yeah, that's the end of the story.
his 4DX experience.
It went a lot different.
It was a lot different. So he might have flashbacks if he goes to see Suicide Squad, especially when that little like there's a demonstration before the main trailers start playing, and it's really intense, and like you're going through all these different things like a motorcycle chase, and it stops and goes forward. There's one point where I thought my popcorn was gonna go flying, and myself too. Like if you're not paying attention, if you're not ready for it, if you're not like kind of in your seat, you're gonna fly the fuck off of there. Like I'm telling you, when that shit goes forward and it's an abrupt stop, oh my God, it's fun as hell though. Like I'm telling you, like it is an experience. That's what you're.
Give it another try. I'll
What
give
is
it
it?
another
I
try.
looked it up, and the tickets are like $20 some, and you're basically paying for the experience. You know what I
Yeah, I was
mean?
gonna say that's not bad considering normal movie tickets are like 13.
Oh God, yeah. Well,
And
if you go
so
see a movie in like IMAX or something like that, it's like $15.
yeah, so you're really
Especially
only
like
paying five more for a
3D.
way better experience.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, like it was
I'll give it
great.
another. I'll give it another go.
Well, you're not giving it another go. You're giving
The
actual
movie 4DX,
4DX. Yeah, you're giving
with
actual
with with
4DX a
with
try.
actual, like a Marvel movie or
Well,
something. I got to be specific now.
the only other two 4DX experiences that I've had were one at the SpongeBob thing in Great Adventure, and then the okay, no, so I've had three before. One was the SpongeBob. Then there's a Shrek 4D experience, like I mentioned earlier, in Universal, and then there is a Spider-Man ride in Universal in Islands of Adventure that was basically a 4D ride where like you'd feel the things, like the cart moved and stuff, but it was basically a
Yeah.
4D ride because you had like glasses on, you got hit with water and stuff. So that was like my experiences with it beforehand. So I knew what to expect, but sitting there for 2 hours and 20 some minutes is not as bad as you think. It's just real fun. Like it's like you know how you wish like roller coaster like a ride like that would last longer. This
Yeah.
does. This lasts for the whole 2 hours and 20 some minutes, and you're getting your money's worth. So it is
Yeah, I
one
would say the
hundred
way I'm
percent.
thinking about it was exactly how you put it. Like how you're on a roller coaster and you're like, damn, that
Yes.
was low key like 30 seconds. I wish
Yeah.
it was longer.
But yeah,
That's what she says all the time. But
it is well worth it. Like I would pay for that. Like I would definitely pay for it. Um
but, but, but nah,
um
Suicide Squad. It was It caught me off. It started off just like
Oh,
this
okay.
podcast always does,
O-
hot.
Okay, let's start off. Let's talk about it then. Let's start. Okay. So, do you want to do
Are we
like?
giving spoiler like
I
a little
mean,
disclaimer first?
we could try to give like a review of it, like our thoughts on it, and then we can
Mm,
like go into spoilers and stuff. So, do you want to
all
give
right.
the Vaughn review and then the John review?
Yeah, I'll
Because
give
you
my
just you
review.
saw it more recently. Like you just got done throwing up and watching it. So let's go
Yeah,
ahead
all in
and
one motion.
go ahead and get your opinions.
I loved it. I honestly didn't finish the first one, like the just Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
but I've seen this one as you just said just now. So I liked it from start to finish. It starts off hot. It doesn't get any cooler throughout the whole movie. There's comedy. There's great action. Like that action caught me off guard. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! I was not expecting that. The comedy's top tier most of the time. It's relatable as well. So I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10 because I hate saying something's perfect. So I'm gonna give it an 8 or 9.
Which one is it? 8 or 9?
I'm gonna give it an 8.5 then.
Okay then. All right. My review. I have seen this twice. I saw it once on Friday after we recorded the episode, and then I saw it today, just before we recorded a couple hours before we recorded the episode. So I had like 2 days in between where I was kind of like just processing the movie, and now seeing it for a second time, there's like a bunch of different things that I can notice and see in it. And I'm gonna rate this movie a 9.5
Respectable.
on the scale because I loved everything about it. The score, the action, the story, just the utter chaos and insanity of it. Like if you think of a movie that has that's really hectic and really chaotic, this does it very well. Think of this
Mm-hmm.
podcast as something hectic and chaotic and never stays on topic. This movie does it, but with a nice structure. So
Mm-hmm. And some more action.
exactly. When you're tuning into the Dangerously Diverse podcast, it's like an unhinged version of Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
But for our
Perfect description.
careers. But yeah,
Yeah.
the like I said, score was great. I've already gotten like 3 songs from the movie, and I'm gonna like go ahead and find out the soundtrack and download that because I really enjoyed it. Um, just the sheer craziness of it. This is MCU good. Like I'm talking
Yeah.
like it's as good as
You weren't
like
lying when you told me that. Yeah, you were
yes,
not lying.
yes, it is that good. Like this movie, it's very gory too, which
Yeah, that's what was catching me off guard.
so surprising. But it's literally like this is what happens when you give a great director and writer like James Gunn the full reins and you just allow him freedom and allow him to put himself like all over the movie. You know what I mean? Like you allow him to do what he wants to do, the story that he wants to tell, how he wants to tell it, and how he wants to do it. This is that result. And it shows that DC movies in the right hands can be amazing, great, fantastic, whatever you want to say. It can DC movies can be those things. You know, not saying that Marvel hasn't had some like movies that were like, I can take it or leave it, but DC more than not has been like, you're not that franchise. Trust me, you're
You're not
not
that
that
franchise.
franchise. Like that's
They've
literally what
they've
it's
had like a
been.
couple,
They
yeah.
had
They've
like
had like a
okay,
couple that were
yeah, they had okay movies and stuff like that. But I'm just talking about their latest attempts at because
oh
their
yeah.
latest attempts like Aquaman, Batman v
Yeah, that was
Superman, Man of Steel, all those things. Those were all attempts at kind of trying to do what Marvel was doing, but like on the other side of the coin, like do it more dark and gritty and everything like that.
yeah.
This movie does what they were trying to do, but so much better. Turned up to 11, 12
Yeah,
even.
they damn sure did. That's why I
They
said they tackled everything.
it is a movie that will definitely leave you very very satisfied. All right, it's going to do the opposite of what that 4DX theater did to Vaughn. All right, it's going to leave you with a very happy ending.
Apparently somebody got a happy ending in that one.
No, we don't mean that sexually. We just mean that it is a really good ending. Um, so that's my review of it. Um, but let's go ahead and talk about Suicide Squad 2016 real quick. What was your experience with that movie? Like how? Because I
Yeah.
saw it in theaters when it came out in 3D, and I thought it was an okay. I thought it was okay. Like it was like a lot. The standout for me, I'm gonna be honest, was Captain Boomerang. He was really funny in it. I really liked him. And then, the fight at the like the Diablo thing, him turning into the weird like big flaming Aztec person. Like that was like when and the score and that stuff, like those were the things that really stuck out for me. Other than that, the movie was just it was blah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Cause
Okay, well
like
actually,
I said earlier, I didn't really remember too much about the first one. Like I remember watching it like here and there, and then
yeah.
I never really sat down how I watched this one. Guaranteed I wasn't throwing up back then watching it probably, but
And if we're gonna go ahead and use the same reference, my experience with Suicide Squad 2016 was the same as yours in New York at that 4DX theater. Wasn't very pleasant. I kind of just walked out of there being like, well, it was a movie. It was okay. I laughed at some points and I really enjoyed the score and Captain Boomerang. Oh, I might.
That's
Oh.
what I'm saying. I feel like the cast was a lot better in the new one too.
Oh, dude, this one is so like this is basically a Marvel movie, but
Mm-hmm.
DC characters and very mature. That's what
Mm-hmm.
this is. And it shows you this is how superhero movies can be, and it's amazing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I'm gonna say
it's
y'all be.
great. I love it.
I was already suckered in because I love me some Idris Elba.
Oh, he's fucking great in this. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's great in everything else, but this, oh my god.
It's the accent,
He,
bro. It always gets me.
it is. It's the accent, man. It's the accent.
Bloody hell, Mike.
You're threatening my fucking daughter.
He said. He said, "Look who it is. It's your fucking mother." That was a classic part right at the end.
the shark's like, nom nom. He's like, that's really what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
No. Well, we're getting into spoilers right there. We're getting into
Yeah, I was
spoilers
just
right
about to.
there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I didn't say nothing too crazy yet. So
Whoa. But we will give you more context and spoilers and those things. But back to the less superior Suicide Squad. Um, honestly, they say that there's like a better cut of it, but there's like people going like, "Oh, hey, like this movie is actually not good in any form." So I don't know. Cuz that's what the director said. Like he basically is doing the same thing Zack Snyder did with Justice League. Although Zack Snyder had a little bit more of a leeway with saying that, hey, my version's more different, my version's better, because he stepped away and they put someone else on it. So that's the case there. With Suicide Squad 2016, this is just stuff that I've seen and like read and everything like that. Apparently, that was more studio involvement is what happened with it, and it was trying to compete with the likes of Deadpool and everything because it had come out. Deadpool had come out before Suicide Squad, which great
did,
movie as well. Which is
I was gonna say, did you tell me that? I think it was my other friend. He literally said that word for word that it was giving him Deadpool vibes, and I can see it.
oh, this movie definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
But the last movie, Suicide Squad 2016, is like the director said that the studio wanted it to be more like Deadpool, which did not do that. It did not do that at
Didn't
all.
didn't do
One,
that.
it was rated PG-13, so it basically already lost there.
Yeah.
The Suicide James Gunn's I can't speak. I'm sorry, I'm having strokes like Aaron here.
Oh, I'm upgrading. I'm going from strokes to dying now.
But James Gunn's The Suicide Squad is rated R. So it
Mm-hmm.
is very two vastly different things. This one, like I said, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad definitely does have heavy Deadpool vibes, and I really love it. It's great. Like, I'm gonna watch this movie again when it comes on HBO Max, or if hell freezes over and you have off on a Monday or Tuesday, um, we can go ahead and see it again. We can go ahead and see it in a 4DX. Because listen, I'm telling you again. I know you're saying, shut up about the 4DX. What is this 4DX? Come on, bro. Listen, I don't care if you want 4 dicks. What? Excuse me? No, I never said that.
Yo,
Anyway, again, I'm saying
yo.
and by the way, this is not a paid ad. All right, I'm not advertising for 4DX. The experience is just so good that I want people to see it in this, because I want this to be a thing with more movies. I think it's going to be a thing with the new James Bond movie, No Time to Release. I'm sorry, No Time to Die, which you have plenty of. So there's that.
Nah, yeah, I got plenty of time.
But the trailer for it was in 4DX. Like, everything was moving. Like, there's a little like thing between like your feet, or like between like your ankles. Like, it's like the end of a zip tie basically, and it kind of like wiggles back and forth if there's like gunfire and stuff like that really low. And when in the trailer, when the Aston Martin is shooting, you feel it kind of like go tss. And when there's a gunshot up high, like there's air that like gets like tss, like pulsed like
Oh, that's low key
by your
kind of scary.
by your neck, and like under your ear. You know what I mean? Like, it's like whoo whoo whoo.
You know what you know where they should put that at? Like, you know, in most I didn't see the trailer, but did they show at all somebody getting shot in the head?
I think so. Yeah, and that's where they have it.
Yeah, they should blow the air like dead center in your forehead, like.
They don't have a thing to do that. I mean, they have
They
well, no,
should, like.
okay, no, they have a thing to do that. It's in the front. So all right, so you're sitting in the chair, right? You're sitting in your seat in the theater, and then in front of you, there's like a little thing there, right? That has like two like slits in it, and that's where the water and everything comes out of, and like the air. So when someone does get shot in the head, that's where the air comes from. So technically, you are right. They do have that. It's not as like precise and like in a line as to where like you feel like something going past your neck, like when they shoot from like the sides or anything like that. And there's one part in the movie where you feel a bullet, like you feel it like the bullet's like right near your neck. But we'll get to that part soon enough. Don't worry. But yeah, it's great. Like, it's a trailer, and I was like, oh my god, this is cool. I'm like, I've never seen a 007 movie, but I'll probably see this one in 4DX. It comes out in October, I believe. They didn't have a release date. It just says October
as well.
So yeah, but back to Suicide Squad comparisons here. Yeah, I don't know what to say about Suicide Squad 2016.
2016.
Yeah, like I said, the only two things that stood out for me were Captain Boomerang, Diablo turning into a big Aztec dude, and the score. That was pretty much it for me. The Joker, I thought all right. At the time in 2016, at the time in 2016, I thought that Joker, that bloke, was the coolest Joker ever. I didn't think it was the coolest. I just thought it was like a different look, and I was like, I wanted to give it a chance. You know what I mean? I had a little bit of a hope, and I was like, man, this might be good. Nope.
Let you down.
And apparently there's a movie's worth of content with that Joker, and I'm here to tell you, I don't want to see it. Now that I've seen this, I don't want to see it. Don't ruin it, please. Do not release the Ayer cut.
Yeah, I wonder they're gonna release.
I'm kidding. Yeah. I'm kidding. I'm not trying to like lower one thing and like to like raise the other, but that's just my opinion. Like, there's other people who probably love it. Like I said, it's an okay movie. It's okay. Like, I enjoyed the things that I enjoyed about it. If you love it, that's good. You can love it. You can love it. You can hate it. You can hate the James Gunn version. You can love the James Gunn version. I'm just saying that in this sense, be honest with yourself. There is a superior version here.
Be honest.
There is. Let's not lie to ourselves here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we both felt pretty much the same about the 2016 one, but I knew, like, well, before this,
what stood out for you?
Suicide Squad.
What stood out for you in Suicide Squad 2016?
in 2016. Like same thing, pretty much just the Joker. Because I'm pretty sure everybody was used to who was the actor for
No, standout, like
uh
things you enjoyed about the movie, like the things that you enjoyed about it, that like
oh well,
you left the
like I
theater
said, I
or you stopped watching it on streaming or whatever like that, and you were
mm,
like, okay, I enjoyed that, I like that.
oh see, like I said, it wasn't really too much because like I said, I was in and out of it.
Oh, look,
So there wasn't that like nothing really called me where I was like, all right. It was pretty
uh,
much just normal for me. So that's why I was like, ah. That's why I was skeptical about watching this one. I was like, the first one didn't really catch me like that. So
uh,
I was already skeptical about watching the new one. But, you know,
from the
all the hype around it.
even from the marketing and knowing that James Gunn, the dude who made Guardians of the Galaxy and everything, like you were still skeptical.
No, after I heard that, I was like, okay, so it's gonna probably be better than the first one.
Oh yeah.
Off of that, just I was like, all right, so it's gonna be better.
Well, let's just be honest. Keeping with the topics of movies, but also going off topic real quick. I fell asleep in Mission Impossible, the one with Henry Cavill and his mustache. I fell asleep in the theater. I was at the AMC theater in Deptford, and with the reclining chairs, and I was laying back, and I cannot remember, but I fell asleep like 3 times during that movie. That movie had to be like 4 hours long. Like
Yeah.
I,
So you're saying
I fell asleep 3 times during that movie. I and and another fun fact is I was on a date when I saw it. I fell asleep
oh
3 times at
no.
that movie.
Oh no. You
So
fell asleep on the day.
let's just say all in all, that night
It was a bad night.
that
Damn,
was
you fell asleep on the date and the movie. Oh
bro.
no, bro.
Listen, and at one point she was like, "Did you fall asleep?" I was like, "Nah, nah,
Nah, what?
nah, nah."
Nah.
Bro, I was
I
trying
heard
so.
you snoring. What?
I don't snore, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here. Listen, just because you're a Capricorn, don't mean you need to cap. All right. That was a very shitty joke. I only
I
know
was gonna
that
say that was not it.
I only know that because I saw it on your Snapchat thing. So, yeah.
Freaking update, but
Dude,
um,
that new. All right, we're going off topic here because I want to stress this real quick. We're going off topic for maybe like 5 minutes tops, probably longer. Um, the new Snapchat update is fucking horrendous. What dank hole did the developer crawl out of and put that fucking horrible, horrible, ungodly eyesore of an update on? This shit is the reason why my Snapchat did not load and work for 2 whole fucking days. It
just for
took
that.
3 updates, 3 bug fix updates to get this piece of shit, this turd of an app, this turd of an update on my phone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. After you said something about my the new Bitmojis, I
Yes.
can't stop thinking about it every time I go in there and I go to watch my story and he's just at the top of my screen looking stupid, looking
Dude,
goofy. I'm like, damn.
why did they do this? It was bad enough when Xbox avatars switched to looking like a bunch of fucking Oompa Loompas, but now they got Snapchat Bitmojis. Bitmojis were okay, they were cool. You don't need to make them
Now you
3D.
gotta,
They're the ugliest fucking creatures known to mankind now.
yeah.
The
After you said that, I went
blobfish,
back and looked. I was like,
the blobfish is better looking than this shit.
they got us walking around with me characters from Nintendo Wii.
No, the Wii characters look better than this.
Yeah, they got
I'd fuck a Wii character before I fuck the Snapchat Bitmoji avatar.
What is going on?
I'm going off.
Oh,
Bring me pictures of Spider-Man. God.
Oh my god, bro.
I got heated.
What just happened?
I got heated.
He went from bashing it to talking about.
I got heated.
He did F the Wii characters instead.
That's why. That's how I'm bad mouthing it. I'm saying they're that fucking ugly.
Yo.
If I was in Free Guy, if I was an Avatar in Free Guy, the new movie with Ryan Reynolds, which also looks really fucking funny.
I don't think I've seen it. Wait, is that?
Did you see a trailer? Did you see?
Was he chasing some girl in the beginning of the trailer?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I did see that.
Yeah, it's Ryan Reynolds, and he wakes up and he puts on the glasses and everything, and he sees the jets.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that's what it was called.
Taika Waititi's in that too. Did you see the trailer that he did with where he was reacting to the trailer as Deadpool and it was Korg next to
No,
him?
nah, he reacted to Free Guy.
Yeah, dude, Ryan Reynolds was actually in that Deadpool suit in the trailer. Like he was there doing it live.
Oh, I gotta watch
That's
it.
how much of a legend this man is. But anyway, back to the horrendous um what's that fucking lady fucking the Rosemary's Baby of fucking avatars are these Snapchat. I am literally going to save a picture of my Snapchat and your Snapchat avatars just
Oh,
just so people can see what I am talking about. So right around here is where you'll see these pieces of dog shit that Snapchat has made. Congratulations, developers. You have ruined Snapchat. I'm not going to delete the app because I talk to people on there and everything, and that's where I share my stuff. But I'm gonna not be. I'm gonna be in a bad mood every time I open it.
I actually had something for you. Just reminded me 'cause since you're talking about Snapchat, I was gonna real quick. I don't want to go too long on it, but how far social media has come, and do you think
You mean how far
there's
it's
gonna be?
regressed?
It actually, well,
Every single social media app has stories now, except I think Twitter took them
I'm talking
away.
about. I meant like compared to like the old social media. Like
Listen,
when we all we had was like
they were more.
freaking MySpace
Listen,
and
they were more diverse back then. Now every
kind of
single
right.
app is trying to be Snapchat.
You are kind
Legitimately,
of right.
every single app is trying to be Snapchat. Every single app has stories. TikTok is introducing stories now. Makes no fucking
Yeah.
sense. It's TikTok. There's nothing but stories.
Instagram pisses me off with they got those reels on there. And I mean, I like the reels because
Well,
some people have them funny, but
Reels is like a TikTok thing. I'm talking about how every single social media platform has copied Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They're all the same. They're the
oh yeah,
same
Twitter
app.
has stories now too, don't they?
They're the same app.
Hmm.
There's no reason to have more than one. Just have Snapchat. It's the same damn thing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. You think there's gonna be another app that's gonna be different, or you think they're just gonna keep the same format and
Listen,
just
if a new app comes out at social media and it's different and it sweeps the entire world, peace will have been reached everywhere in the
hmm
universe.
I think it will eventually in the next 5 years. I think they'll come out with something.
That's very
Yeah.
optimistic for peace everywhere. That's the only way it's gonna happen. If the world has
That's
nothing
only
else
ever
to
gonna get
fucking
world
worry
peace
about,
is a new social media app.
listen, aliens will be discovered. We will be able to hop different realities and dimensions at that point. All right,
Mm.
we'll be able to do that before we get a new social media app that's very different. I sound like a very bitter person, but listen, all right,
I mean, it just
the
sounds
world was
realistic,
fine.
honestly.
The world was fine without Snapchat Bitmoji avatars. All right, we didn't need it. Nobody asked for this.
The
Okay,
world, the world was fine before OnlyFans.
oh my god, that's why everything happened. Remember when we were playing Call of Duty? True story. True story. Remember when we were playing Call of Duty and we were in the match and it was fine and everything was going good, and then we started talking about like how like I don't understand OnlyFans. I don't understand how anybody like why anybody would buy it, even though you have like a free catalog of that stuff like all throughout the internet. And then
Yeah.
instantly, without hesitation, he was about to say something in reply, and I got kicked from the game while we were talking
For
about
real?
this. Yeah, remember? I told
Shit,
you.
I don't even remember you got kicked.
Yeah, dude, that's how like fucked up it was. I got kicked, and we were like bad mouthing it and everything like that. Like that's where the world like turned
That's
upside
the
down and went
second
wrong.
time. The
That's
second time we've been talking bad about something and you got when we got booted.
yes. It happened the first episode when we were talking about the place that
Yeah,
shall not be named.
yeah. We're gonna call it TV.
No, we're just gonna call it place that shall not be named.
Yeah, they know by now.
They know 3 episodes in, they know what it is now, and they're tired of hearing
Yeah,
about it. And
yeah.
they're
We
probably
bashed
tired.
that,
They're
got booted.
and they're probably tired of hearing our whack ass views on social media because they're here to learn about Suicide Squad, which is I'm not gonna make that joke. I'm not gonna make
Oh
that
man.
joke. Um. All right. Anyway, so without canceling ourselves, let's talk about Suicide Squad 2021. Or
Are we doing the spoilers?
James Gunn's.
Spoiler.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Right now at 44 minutes and 30 some seconds. Right now, 40 minutes and 40 seconds. 44 minutes.
Spoiler warning.
All right, at 4. All right, 44 minutes and 44 seconds. Or it's past that now. It's now 50 seconds. Anyway, I've gone on too long with this. Spoilers. I cannot refrain from saying this enough. Spoilers.
Spoiler
We are going
warning.
to now tell you everything that happens in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. I repeat, we are going to tell you everything that happens now in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Thank you. Okay, so movie starts off. It opens up with a Johnny Cash song, and we see Michael Rooker's Savant. He's throwing a ball around a room, and then he sees a bird, right? And this, I believe, is to just kind of like be like, oh, this is a dangerous man right here.
He's a badass here.
He throws the ball and it hits the bird and kills it, and it comes back to him. And then Amanda Waller comes in the door behind him. He's like, I got 15. That's not a very good impression of his voice, but anyway.
That wasn't it. I was gonna say that.
And she tells him, not today. Brings him along and tells him, here's Rick Flag. Colonel Rick Flag, he's your commanding officer. And then they leave. They leave the prison. Mm-hmm. Then you see you see the rest of the Suicide Squad, in quotes, because it's not really the Suicide Squad.
It's not the real ones.
You have all the greats, such as Javelin, Blackguard, Weasel,
Boomerang,
Mongal, Captain Boomerang, which I am deeply, deeply saddened about.
Yeah, they did him dirty.
TDK, the Detachable Kid, and then Harley Quinn, and that's it, right? That's who was all on the team.
Yeah, no, that. Yeah, for that one.
Yeah, I think I'm missing somebody. Anyway, so they get.
No, because you said a Pete Davidson character, right?
Yeah, Blackguard. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, and Michael Rooker's Savant and Joel Kinnaman's Rick Flag. So they get on the plane. They're heading to whatever site it is. I forget what the country's called, even though I just saw it a couple hours ago.
I also forgot.
Some like sort of like the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico type country. They go there. They get ready to drop in. They drop in and everything. And in 4DX, you can feel, like, the thing, like, kind of, it goes down. And when every character drops, like, you feel the seats drop and you feel a splash of water. And then everyone goes down, right? And then Weasel goes down and he fucking drowns.
Unless you said that.
I said Weasel. I said Weasel already. So I think I got everybody. Because I got the alien chick, Mongal.
Yep.
I got everybody.
You got them all.
So Weasel can't swim. And they find out, and they're like, no one checked, the Weasel can't swim. That was Rick Flag. And they're like, well, shit. And it felt like a real company that was just like, well, fuck, I thought that guy checked it. It's like no one checked the facts that the Weasel couldn't swim. And so they're like, yep, Weasel's dead, because they all get on the beach. Or is Weasel dead? Bum, bum, bum.
Bro, the part way before that, though, before they even relax, the part before they even jumped out had me rolling when they were talking about TDK.
Oh, yes! Oh, yeah, that's right. What does
TDK stand for?
That's right.
For my name.
We were in there, and it was like, what's TDK stand for? It's my name. And it was like, your name is letters? And then fucking,
everybody's name is letters.
Captain Boomerang was like, everybody's name's letters, dickhead. I didn't do a very good impression of him, but regardless, fucking amazing. I'm very sad because when they're on the beach, it starts off hot. Now we're talking something that I did not expect, and I know you told me you did not expect this either. It starts off. So Blackguard gets up and he's like, "Hey, I brought him,
Wilding,
guys."
yeah.
He's like,
Started
"Hey,
wilding.
everybody, I brought him." He's like, "We got a deal, right? I got everybody." Fucking
Said,
this
"Fuck your
man's
deal."
face gets blown off, gets
He's not
shot.
exaggerating. Literally, his face got blown off.
The front of his face is gone, and it's not because his head thing, his nano bomb blew up. It's because he got shot in the face, and you feel that too. Like there's a spray of water and there's a spray of air that just gets like psst, right in your face in 4DX, and he drops, and then the shit just hits the fan. There's explosions. That we find out that TDK is a detachable kid, and then his arms start getting shot, and he dies. Javelin gets riddled with bullets. Mongal jumps on a fucking helicopter, and like, granted, kills some other bad guys, kills some of the soldiers.
Crazy for a little bit.
And then it like the helicopter
and
goes
caught on fire
and blows up, and Captain Boomerang just gets riddled with shrapnel. You see him, and he's like there on the ground, and then the thing blows up, and just he gets engulfed in flames. R.I.P. Captain Boomerang. R.I.P. one of the greats.
Got him up out of there quick.
I really hope that he would have lasted, man. I really hope he would have lasted. It would have been.
Got him up out of there quick. I was like, all great. Right.
Yeah.
Who else?
Then
I forgot how. Oh no, Javelin just got shot.
I said that already. He gets riddled with bullets.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
Rick Flag and Harley Quinn managed to get away. Like I said, Weasel. They think Weasel drowned. Savant then looks at all this. Michael Rooker Savant and just looks at all the carnage going on around.
He said, "F this shit."
And you see him go. And just turns around and runs away and hops on like a little piece of wood like he's fucking Rose in Titanic. And tries to swim away.
I saw that.
And he tries to swim. He tries to swim away, and they're like, "Turn around." Like Amanda Waller's like at the briefcase with all like the buttons for the bombs and everything. Is like, "Turn around."
She said,
"Turn around." Blows his head up, so that's Michael Rooker's Savant just gone. And then it cuts to another part of the beach, and we see
Idris Elba comes in.
We see Bloodsport, King Shark, Polka Dot Man, Peacemaker, and Ratcatcher 2 all come out of the water. We just see all these explosions in the distance, and they're like, "We got company." And then Amanda Waller is like, "It was just a diversion." She's like, "It's just a diversion." And they head in, and then it goes to 3 days earlier, and then it shows Idris Elba cleaning some toilets, some showers. You see Pete Davidson again. He's walking by. He hands him another piece of trash. And then, why don't you go ahead and take over telling the story?
Yeah, I got you.
Go ahead and take over from that point.
Pretty much they wanted Bloodsport, a.k.a. Idris Elba, or the other way around. They were trying to recruit him for the Suicide Squad, and he wasn't trying to hear it. And his daughter actually came to visit him in the prison. And I guess he never even wanted a daughter. They didn't really explain that too much, but he said that. So
he didn't really want to. Great. He's like, "Fuck you."
So they're yelling at each other, "Fuck you!" She's like, "No, fuck you!" And then they're just going back and forth.
He's like, "What did you?" He's like, "What did you steal?" Like, she's like, "A style." He's like, "A style watch." He's like, "A style watch." And she's like, "No, it's style watch." He's like, "What is that?" She's like, "You watch TV on it." He's like,
stole a watch.
He's like, "I'm mad you stole something as fucking stupid as that." He's like, "It does the same thing your phone does. It's embarrassing."
Yeah, so they were arguing for a while, and then he still was telling Amanda Waller that he's not trying to be in the Suicide Squad. And she pretty much threatened him, like, "Yeah, we're gonna take your daughter and pretty much kill her in this prison. Yeah, we're gonna kill her in this prison if you don't join the squad." So at that point, I'm sure everybody would have made the same decision. Like, all right, you got me.
You
You
didn't
got me.
you didn't say the part where he was like, yeah, she should rot in juvie. She's a little ditzy like her mother.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was like, yeah,
And
she's
then
only
she's
14.
like,
She should ride
nope.
in juvie. She was like, actually,
She's
she's
like,
16, so technically
yep.
here she'll come here, right
Yeah.
where you are.
Honestly though,
And
but to backtrack real quick, I'll be honest, they had me in the first half. They had me in
yeah,
the
I mean, the
first
first half,
half.
not gonna lie.
I'm not. Like, I really was like, I was so sad. I was so
Yeah,
sad. Like, they had all those potential characters, and they just killed them off. I thought it was gonna be this
they
like
killed them
big
off.
thing, but I remember, real quick to sidetrack again. James Gunn put out the list of like characters who are gonna be in the movie, and he was like, "Don't get too attached to anybody." So right then and there, it was like no, but he didn't indicate who was gonna live and who was gonna die. So there was that whole thing of like nobody knew what to expect going into it, which was great. But continue retelling the
but
story.
yeah, that's after they threatened him with his daughter to join the Suicide Squad. Obviously, like anybody would have. He's like, "You got me. I'm gonna join the Suicide Squad now." So she takes him to meet the rest of the actual squad that it is now, which was Peacemaker.
Who does the same things he just does, but only better, and uses
yeah.
small bullets. And
Yeah.
uses small bullets that shoot through his bullets without even touching the sides, which
That part was excellent. He was like, "I thought you got
which
somebody
is
that,
a great
was
callback at the end. Is a great callback at the
Yes.
end.
Yes, excellent callback at the end. But he met Peacemaker, Ratcatcher,
King Shark,
King Shark,
Nanawe. Me read book. Me so smart.
and
Me so smart.
Polka Dot Man.
Book. Polka Dot Man.
Yo, that was me. He's me.
You're Polka Dot Man?
Yeah, when like literally after they all got introduced and Amanda was breaking down what they're gonna have to do, and Idris is like, "I'm gonna fucking die."
Oh
like,
yeah.
I wish. He said, "I hope so."
John Cena.
I was like, "Yo."
John Cena. Starfish is a slang term for butthole. Any connection there? No.
No.
And then King Shark's like, hand.
And
then Idris Elba's like,
sure.
we're all gonna fucking die. And then
Yeah, he's
Aaron,
like,
Aaron just turns to him and goes, "I hope so."
Yeah, that was me. I hope so.
No, but yeah, Polka Dot Man turns to him and says, "Hope so." He's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
But yeah, that's pretty much how that squad got assembled right there. So I'll pass it to you again if you remember after that.
Yes. So,
all right.
What happens after that is we go back to now, which is on the beach.
Flashback.
Which is on the beach, present day, them going to do... Oh, wait, you didn't cover what they're... Okay, so what they're looking for is Project Starfish, and they're going there to destroy any evidence of it. There's nothing about, like, what it is exactly that is told to them. They're told that there was a military coup where the Empower family was hanged in the streets, and they show it too, which is fucking, again, another reason why this movie is just off the charts.
He said it, they said it and then showed it. I was like, whoa.
Oh yeah, they showed a thing of it. And then so now we're caught up back to now. We're there on the place and they're like, all right, we're gonna go into the jungle and we're gonna camp out. And at one point when they're walking in the jungle, what is it? Idris Elba, Bloodsport and Peacemaker are having some like argument, and then Idris Elba turns around and is like, "You know what? I think liberty is just an excuse for you to do whatever you want." You know what I mean? And then
so honestly, you should eat a bag of dicks.
It's like, you eat a bag of dicks, and John Cena's like, if there was a bunch of dicks laying on this beach, it was for liberty, I'd eat them. I'd say no problem.
Yeah, no.
And then Ratcatcher 2 is like, who would put dicks on a beach? And then Peacemaker is like, I don't know why madmen do what they do. And they finally get to the campsite, and Idris Elba is laying there, and then sees Polka Dot Man get up with just all these different dots and everything, just like all on his face and everything, and it's all like swelled up and everything, and he goes off into the forest. and he like expels the dots. That's how he
With the
calls it.
throwing up like how I was.
Yeah,
That's why it's me.
yeah,
Bro.
that's.
That's exactly what I was looking like in the bathroom, just like Polka Dot Man on that scene.
That's why it was relatable for you right there. So he expels the dots and runs back, and then there's like a rat that's like warning them that King Shark's getting ready to eat Ratcatcher too, right? And Idris Elba jumps into action and shoots him with like a pulse like round, and it knocks him back, and he keeps shooting him and shooting him and shooting him, and then Ratcatcher 2 wakes up and is like, oh, let me also just say that Peacemaker, John Cena's Peacemaker, is in his underwear right now. Like he is in nothing but his underwear right now in this scene, and that's what makes it like funnier, because Ratcatcher 2 finds out from her little rat friend that he actually did try to eat him, because she's like, no, like he wouldn't try to eat me, because John Cena was like, because she was like, I'm really fucking jumping around with this. Let me restart that real quick. So Ratcatcher 2 wakes up because she's a deep sleeper, and she's like, what happened? And well, no, they ask her like, how deep of a sleeper are you? And she's like, I was having the greatest dream. And Peacemaker's just like, if you were having a dream about Nanawe eating you, then you're psychic, right? And then she's like, no, he wouldn't do that. He has very kind eyes. And the rat's just like, basically like, yo, yeah, he tried to fucking eat you.
This motherfucker tried to eat you.
Yeah, just squeaking it. And she's like, you bastard! And calls all the rats. And this is where we find out that Idris Elba's Bloodsport has a rat phobia. Because he's sitting there and he's like, cool it with the fucking rats. And they're like laughing and everything like that. And that's what makes it funnier that Peacemaker's in his underwear. Because all these rats are just all over the fucking place. And then Ratcatcher 2 makes a deal with King Shark to like not like, oh, you wouldn't eat your friends, right? And he's like, no. And Peacemaker's like, he's clearly lying. And then whatchamacallit, then they're all friends, right? All of them, they're the best of friends. And then they find out back at HQ with Amanda Waller and the guy behind the desk, they find Rick Flag. They find out where he is. And then she tells them, like, hey, you guys got to go rescue Rick Flag. And they're like, oh, there's another mission on this team. And she was like, there was no tactical advantage, but now there is, because they got to go get Captain Rick Flag. Woohoo! Save the day. Not quite. So they go on a massacre through this camp. King Shark.
Yeah, they were
King
one
Shark.
of the best scenes, though. One of the best
Oh,
scenes.
yeah. King Shark eats a guy. Idris Elba and Peacemaker are having a
Peacemaker just walking through the village, murder. Oh my god,
bro! They're having
beautiful.
They're having a dick measuring contest this entire scene, trying to see who can kill who with the coolest way possible. And Peacemaker just turns the gun like without even looking and shoots a guy in the shoulder. And Bloodsport's like, oh, it doesn't count. It's non-lethal. And he's like, and then Peacemaker's like exploding compression bullets.
Yeah,
and the dude blows up into fucking chunks. They shoot a guy with his dick out, which is hilarious. But yeah, and then Bloodsport's like, nobody likes to show off, and Peacemaker's like, not unless what you have to show them is cool is dope as fuck. And Bloodsport's like, fuck, that's true. And so they go and they find Rick Flag in the like the main hut in the camp. And they see him drinking tea with the like leader of the freedom fighters in this country, and he's like,
yeah, you didn't mention that. They didn't know that these were freedom fighters.
Well, that's why I was getting ready to mention it. Like I mentioned beforehand, okay. I was like, they go save the day and kill the bad guys, and I was like, not quite.
Oh yeah.
And so they find Rick Flag, and he's drinking tea with this lady because they know each other and everything. And she's like, why didn't my men alert me of your presence? And they're like, we didn't see nobody. We didn't see nobody. There's no one there. Nobody. And then Polka Dot Man's like, because earlier, like when they're walking up, he's like, if I picture they're my mom, it's easier for me to kill them. He's like, I don't like killing people, but if I picture they're my mom, it's easier. And they're all going like, oh, we didn't see anybody. And then he's just like, I turned them all into my mom and killed them. and then King Shark throws up a finger, and they're like, "Oh fuck," pretty much. And Rick Flag's talking to the lady, and he's like, "Listen, these guys, they're a bunch of fucking idiots, but
Yes.
but our goals align with yours right now. Like we want to
It's
like go,
hard.
we want
It's hard to convince somebody. That.
yeah." Like we're trying to do the same thing here. Like we're cool, and so she
It
gets
was really Amanda's fault, honestly.
she
did
gets
say,
them. Oh yeah,
"You murder
that's
everybody
right.
you see."
Yeah, she said eliminate them with extreme prejudice, and those motherfuckers did extreme prejudice. We're talking, whoo. I mean, anyway, so they go and they meet up with Milton, who is a very pivotal character in the story. You don't remember the scene with him and everything? We'll get to that. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. So Milton.
Oh, no, I know who Milton is. I know who Milton is.
Milton
now. Yep.
Milton, the very pivotal character in the story, he pulls up to this gate that's like blocking like the town entrance and everything. They're asking to see his papers and everything, asking where he's coming from, and then the team
I feel bad. I feel like Harley Quinn now.
The team kills everybody. I feel like Polka Dot Man now. We're trading characters here. So they kill all the guards at the border crossing thingy, and they all get in the van because Milton's the contact, and Milton drives them in a bus into the city. There's a really heartfelt moment on the bus with Ratcatcher 2, because her and Idris Elba, Bloodsport, is having a little like he's like throwing some shade at Ratcatcher 2, right? Throwing some shade at her, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, like I don't." Something about daddy issues and everything, and she was like, "How much I love my father is like no problem," or something like that. Like I don't have any issues with how much I love my father. And we find out that Taika Waititi plays Ratcatcher 1 in flashbacks, which is really cool. But she goes on this story she tells this story like, "Oh yeah, like he was like an addict and everything like that. They lived on the streets in Portugal. They were broke, but he made technology that was able to like control rats, and they brought him things, and the rats were their blankets when it was cold." Which, man, that
was probably the saddest. Yeah,
that's a real
part
just.
in the movie.
I was gonna say that's a real disgusting scene when the rats are crawling all over him to keep him warm, but
that was disgusting.
But yeah, it is a very emotional.
Like in the whole movie,
it is a very emotional scene and everything like that. And then because they're asking like why Idris Elba's afraid of rats. They're asking why is Bloodsport afraid of rats, and then after telling that story, like you see like that look in Idris Elba's eyes and everything like that, and then she asks him, and she's like, "So, like, why are you scared of rats?" And then he says like his dad used to put him in like dole out the punishment if he couldn't. Well, he said that he used to dole out the punishment if he couldn't complete a task correctly. And one time he locked him in a crate for 24 hours, and it was filled with hungry rats. And then there's another like exchange that's Idris Elba is like, "Oh, you remind me of my daughter," and then he's like, it's the scene from the trailer where he's like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna get you out of here alive," and she's like, "No, I'm gonna get you out of here alive," which is a very accurate fucking statement, to be honest. Very accurate.
Yeah.
Very accurate fucking statement. That's another callback. There's a lot of callbacks in this movie, which is great too. Like, not too much to where it's overwhelming, but just enough to where you're like, wow. Not callbacks, payoffs. They're more payoffs, not callbacks. Because callbacks are different than payoffs. These are all payoffs.
Only one I'd say I really like seen coming was the Harley Quinn one. I was like, I already know what's gonna happen with that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I completely missed that part. There's one part where Harley Quinn sees Javelin's dead, because on the plane, it was in the trailer, but on the plane, she tells Javelin like, "I love your accent," and he's like, "All American women do," and she's like, "It's true, it's because we ain't got any." And she sees him like dead on the beach, like riddled with bullets, and then he tells her to take his javelin, and he dies like right as he says "4," and like you see her hand go up, and you think she's about to like close his eyes or like kind of like caress his head, and she just fucking slaps him like fucking three
What? For what?
times. She's like, for what? And all the guards like circle her, and she's like, he told me to carry his javelin, but she didn't tell me for who or what. All right, now fast forward back to the bus. They go to this gentleman's club that they find out that the Thinker, which is the guy they're looking for, which I also did not mention in the beginning. Man, this review is just like our podcast. Hip hip hooray.
Oh, it's all right. It's a review. You know, we don't
So
want to say everything.
So flashing back, this is our first review too, recap sort of thing. We're just going through and retelling. So in the meeting when Idris Elba's like, we're all gonna die, and Polka Dot Man's like, I hope so. She tells them that Guy Greaves, the Thinker, is like the main scientist in this place called Jotunheim, which is where they need to go and destroy. And he hangs out at a gentleman's club. So that is where they go in the city on the bus. They go to the gentleman's club, and then they're sitting there waiting for him, and they party it up, right? They start partying, and there's a really weird sequence that also happened earlier where Polka Dot Man looks at everybody, and it's just his mom. The Suicide Squad turns into a bunch of his moms. And then there's that one scene on the dance floor where you see him, and it's just a bunch of his moms around him. That was really fucking weird. Those are the moments in the movie, which I know they were supposed to be funny, but at that point I was like, it was a little uneasy. But I get it. Like, I get that. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Like, it's there for that value. So I understand that. Then they see the, whatchamacallit, they see the Thinker, come in. But before this, we go and we see what Harley's doing, Harley Quinn, and she's in a hole, and they come and the soldiers throw a dress down to her, and she gets escorted to the Capitol to meet the military general who's in control now. He meets with her. There's this like big like romantic thing where they have like lunch and everything, and he's like, will you marry me at the end and everything? And she's like, wow, like that's crazy. And then they do it, and they knock over a bunch of different things. they like break open this like big cabinet of guns, which comes into play in a couple minutes here. And then she's sitting there. They're sitting there laying on the floor, post-coital, if I can use some exquisite speech like you did last time. They're sitting on the floor after doing it. Let's go barbaric again. And then the guy gets up, and he starts to talk and everything like that. And she says, oh, is that Jotunheim? Because she sees off in the distance. And he's like, yes. And he's like, I heard stories before that the other family would take people there, and they'd never be seen again. And like we heard like tales of a beast who lives in there. And earlier in the movie, we see that the Thinker takes them to see Project Starfish. And the thing that nobody expects, because nobody expected it when the trailer dropped and showed who the villain was. This man, James Gunn, this absolute savage, madman, just gift from God, basically, is what he is. Starro, the fucking conqueror, Starro the starfish, a giant starfish with an eyeball, is the main villain of this movie. We see a video of Starro being found in space and being like brought back to Earth and everything. And we see Starro doing what he does best and launching off these extensions of himself that are smaller starfish that latch onto people's faces. If you're not familiar with DC comics, like the early comics and stuff, then you won't know who Starro is, or if you don't follow any like YouTube channels or like watch any videos on like old comics or read comics in general, you won't know who Starro is. I know him just based off stuff that I've watched and everything, and like people like reacting to this, and like so I've kind of gotten some backstory, and like I kind of knew what Starro was. but this just is crazy to see, and this is his first ever like actual like appearance like in like any other media than comics, I believe. Like I don't think he
Yeah, I
was
was
in
gonna
anything
say,
else.
yeah, I'm gonna say, well, not in no
This
movie.
is the first time we've ever seen Starro on screen, and it is amazing. It is fantastic. It is so, like I said, it's so chaotic, it's so crazy, it's so out of this world that it is amazing. That's what makes this movie so amazing. So we see the video of Starro and everything like that, and he finds out, and so him and Harley are talking, and he's like, yeah, like I'm gonna use this to like do the same thing and everything like that, like they're gonna fear me and everything, and she shoots him in the chest, shoots him, and
She did
she's
that
like,
fast
and
as
she
hell.
is like, listen, I made a promise to myself that next time I got a boyfriend, if I found any red flags, I'd do the smart thing and murder him.
She was like, yeah, and I think
Which honestly, great to go in with our last episode.
I was gonna
We
say,
should
yeah,
add
I seen that. And I was gonna bring it
yup,
up.
the red
I was
flags
like,
like
damn, Harley,
like
that's
we
a red
talked
flag now.
about. Like I will look at that. See, if he's crazy
Full circle.
and wants to murder people and children, like
That's
she
a red
says,
flag.
that's a red flag. If the person that you are talking to and trying to date talks about murdering children and people, that's a red
It might just be a
flag.
little red flag. Might be.
That's a red flag. Not saying you should murder them, but you should probably keep a far distance.
It's like he said, you
Anyway,
can't just. No, she said it actually.
yeah,
Most people say you can't just leave, but
yeah. She's like, like. Well, I know what you're
you're
thinking.
probably
You're
thinking in your
probably
head,
thinking,
yeah,
Harley. Well, why don't you just leave? And I'd be like, why are you yelling at me? I'm not deaf. I'm right here. And she's
crazy.
like, my taste in men, like, they don't leave you alone. They slash your tires, kill your dog, and tell you that the music you like isn't real music.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, it just kind of
Sounds
like
pretty
leaves
accurate.
it kind of like leaves you broken, right? And then the guards come in and what should we
It's
call it?
taken
They
again.
they arrest her, and then now we're back at the bar with the other fellas, the other suicide fellas, squad, squad.
Squad.
So they're sitting down, drinking, having some fun, and then the thinker comes in, and all the while they are looking for Americans because they have Harley Quinn and she killed the president, obviously the dude. So the new appointed president is like, get the military, tell them to look for any Americans in town, any people who came with her. And so now they're done partying and they see the thinker, and outside we see Milton just chilling like the G he is up against the club window, the club door, right? Military rolls up. He tries to get in to warn the Suicide
Mira, papi,
Squad.
let me in.
He tries to get in the Suicide Squad. He tries to get in to warn the Suicide Squad, and the bouncer won't let him in. And then we see the military people come in because Idris Elba now has a gun to the Thinker, right? And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you right now. You gotta come with us." And so they're taking him, and then they're basically like, "Ah, man, we're caught. Like we gotta get the Thinker out of here, though." So the Thinker is now in the hands of Polka Dot Man and Ratcatcher too, and they get him out of there, right? They get him with Milton and everything, and they leave and they go to the bus again, and they get out of there, right? But Idris Elba and John Cena and Joel Kinnaman, the actors, not the characters, all get arrested in the bar. And then we see them in a great shot with the song. I love that song, by the way. The song that
That's when they're in
plays.
the back of the
Yeah, the Humvees. Yep.
yeah.
And they're sitting there. They find out that Harley is alive and she's captured. And then the guy hands Idris Elba a cigarette, right? And then he starts talking to him like, hey, like, you know how the death touch, right? Killing a man with a single blow. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, like, it can't happen, like, that often or whatever like that. Or, oh, it's circumstantial. And he's like, that's what they all say. And he's like, who? He's like, and they're all like, amateurs. And they're like, 3, 2,
Three,
1,
two.
boom. Hits them all. They all get knocked out. John Cena gets a shotgun, shoots through the front thing, And you feel this all too in 4DX, by the way. Like, you feel this. You feel the way the car moves and swerves. You feel the rain and everything.
That part's probably crazy.
Oh, it's great. But that's not the best part. We'll get to the best part later. So it tumbles down. They all get out, and they're like in this badass montage. They all look like They look like three dads who just like came from the barbecue from hell, right? They look like three dads who just went on an adventure to get back their grill, and they're pissed.
They went real Michael Bay-ish right there.
That is a great, like, honestly, I'm gonna write that screenplay. I'm gonna write the screenplay of these three dads just going on some weird fucking adventure, trying to get back this grill or whatever like that. They're trying to get the last case of fucking Bud Light for the barbecue. They're trying to get the last steaks for the barbecue or whatever. Yeah. They're trying to get something, but it's just like this epic fucking journey, and you see this like epic shot that they have here. But they're like, all right, let's go to Jotunheim. And Rick Flag's like, nope. We gotta go do something else. And it's cool because they have these things that kind of like tell you what's going on.
Doing that. Yeah, they were doing that.
It's great.
The whole movie. And
this big thing of fire comes up, and it's like Operation Jotunheim. And when Rick Flag says, nope, there's something else we gotta do, it blows away, and then in flames. It's Operation Harley, right? And they're going there, and they get ready to go, but we go back to Harley Quinn now, and she is in the dungeon getting tortured, right? She's getting tased, and she's just singing a song, just taking it like a champ, like a real person, like a real badass, like a real superhero.
Like a real man.
Yeah, real woman.
Like I would have.
Man. All right. Anyway, so, she's getting tased and everything, and the guy is like, "Tell me." He's like, "How many troops were with you? How many people came in?" And she's like, "And this, dude, it's so simple and it's so like just, but it got me, dude. The moment this, I was like, oh my, I was laughing so hard. Yeah, she says 69, and the guy's face and his reaction is like 69, and the other
didn't even get the joke yet.
And the other guy like whispers in his ear and basically like I guess tells him it's a joke, and then the guy she laughs, she laughs, and the guy's like pissed, and the other guy starts tasing her again, right?
She's still taking.
And then she passes out. Or we think, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other guy takes the taser away from the dude and like, tell me when she's conscious. We're gonna cut off her fingers and see if that jogs her memory. So the door closes and he's facing the other way, texting some dude on his phone, and she wakes up like the Undertaker. You ever seen that meme of the Undertaker and the other dude? Like he's right behind him.
Was I thought you were gonna say the one where No, I didn't see that one. I forgot what I was about to say.
You've never seen the Undertaker? The Undertaker meme where the Undertaker's right behind the dude who's laughing. You've never seen that?
And is that when he started laughing too?
No, it's literally just a meme. Like it's a picture. It's a still image. I'll put it up. I'll put it up right here.
Right.
I'll put it up.
You know, when the Undertaker got too many moments, I'm thinking.
I will put it up, and I will have like stickers. Like, I'll make stickers and put it up with, like, Harley Quinn and that dude. Like, I'll make sure to, like, make stickers of them and have that. I'll send it to you before I do it, but I'll put it up here because this right here is how it looked. It's that kind of moment. And she lifts up, puts her legs around his neck, fucking snaps his neck. Like, you hear the crunch and everything. And you feel when he drops, too, because the seats kind of, like, fall down and everything, which is really cool.
At that moment,
you feel the
she went full badass Harley.
Oh, and you felt the vibrations when she was getting tased, too, but, dude, she grabs the gun and that song kicks into gear, dude. Oh, my God.
She went
dude,
full
she kicks the door open and then just cracks her neck, bang, bang, bang. Grabs another gun, is in the middle of this, like, thing with, like, I think, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, like, 5 different, like, 5 different, what are they called? The little doorway things, arches? Yeah, arches.
Corridors?
Arches.
Corridors.
They're arches. So, there's like 5 different arches all around, and she's just bang, 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 and you felt the bullets in 4DX as well. Dude, oh my, I can't stress this enough, bro. It was tickling me, bro. Listen, alright, I'm not gonna lie, I have not felt anything like that on my neck in a long time. So, I was starting to have thoughts, but
You start
that's
reminiscing.
that's besides the point. So
Like,
you see her.
Movie.
You be like,
You felt the tingles on next to I miss her.
everything reminds me of her. Oh my god. But whatchamacallit, we see her doing this whole thing, and then she runs through this. She's out of ammo. She throws the guns away, and she runs and bashes through this door, hits these motherfuckers with like cell doors and everything. Breaks this one dude's arm, rips a piece of
his face on
rips off a piece of her dress and ties around this dude.
Slit his
Hits
throat.
him. Oh yeah, dude. Fucking wraps it right around his neck, makes him slit his own throat. That's what I was talking about earlier, way back when I said that you feel like the big water, like it's literally like someone spit water at you.
When the blood splatters.
Yeah, like you feel it, like on her face and everything. Like you feel that shit, right? And it's like you feel the water. And then she's going through, right? She picks up 2 machine guns. And it's the scene from the trailer, too, where, like, the flowers and everything are behind her, and she's, like, shooting the guns. This scene is so fucking epic. There's a lot of these scenes, but this one is also another standout, because she's just firing away, killing all of them. And then she like in a video game, when the game is telling you to pick up an item, Javelin's javelin is on the wall, and it gets highlighted, and she picks it up, starts slashing people's throats with it, stabs 2 guys through the middle, and she walks outside. Hails a cab, gets in the cab, and the guy's like, "Where to?" And then all of a sudden, we just see Bloodsport and Rick Flag just kind of like doing that, like, you know, the real, like, you think you're being sneaky walk? Like, you see them doing that across the street, and she sees, and she's just like, the fuck?
What are they doing?
And she gets out and goes up to him, because, like, because Rick Flag's like, what you got there?
An elaborate plan.
Oh, dude, like, all right, what we got here, right? He's like, Ratatouille, what we got here? And she's like, oh, there's a lady there. And then, there's a lady in, like, the 3rd floor or whatever, like that. And Peacemaker's on the thing with, like, a fucking giant-ass scope on his comically large gun. Shot. He's like, I got a clear shot. And then Bloodsport goes to, like, rappel up the thing, right? And he's, like, halfway up there, right? And he turns around and sees Harley and double takes and looks back around, and she's like, what are you guys doing here? And he turns around and is like, we're here to save you. Right, and Bloodsport's just sitting there looking at her, just like the whole entire time. Like, he's still, like, repelled on the thing, the side of the wall, just comically looking. It's so funny. And he's like, we're here to rescue you. He's like, it was a really good plan. And she's like, she gets all emotional. She's like, you guys are here to rescue me? He was like, yeah, it was a really good plan. She's like, I can go back inside and you guys can do it if you want. And they're like, no, like, we're fine. She hugs him and everything. And then after this, they go to, whatchamacallit. Fuck, where do they go? I'm passing it back to you. Quick, where do they go?
They went back to, they got the Thinker again, didn't they? And they went to go actually the Yoda Hunt. Yeah, they went to go with the Yoda Hunt after that.
Yeah, that's right. There is that, this is a really cool shot too. It's a bunch of junk that spells out Jotunheim, which is really cool, and you see it in the back. But then there's this rundown roof that the Suicide Squad is on with the Thinker, and that's the thing from the trailer where he's like, if you lie to us, if you try anything funny, you die. And he's like,
if you cough and you don't cover your mouth.
That's Harley. Because he's like, if we find out any information you gave us is false, you die. And she's like, if we find out you have personalized license plates, you die. And he's like, no, that's not true. Because you're like, if you do something else, and then if you also like, if you cough without covering your mouth, you die. And then he's like, the last three weren't true, but that's not an open invitation to cough with your mouth open or whatever, without covering your mouth. And then she's behind him again, going, and I'm walking.
And I'm walking.
Oh, before
right.
this, Rick Flag's like, who the fuck ate all the empanadas? And then, yeah, the Thinker's like, this is suicide, and Joel Kinnaman's like, that's kind of our thing, and Polka Dot Man's like, yeah, try to be menacing. And then, so the Thinker's driving them all in on, Milton's bus, and it starts raining, and it makes for the greatest scene ever. Harley Quinn makes a joke because she loves the rain because it's like angels splooging all over the place, which is a great joke as well. So they dole out the guns and everything, and then there's this badass shot of them walking in the rain. You see all of them. You see everybody. You see Peacemaker, Ratcatcher, King Shark, Harley Quinn,
you see the squad,
Captain Rick Flag, Bloodsport, Ratcatcher 2, and the most important, Polka Dot Man, and then the most important person out of all of them, Milton. You see him there at the end. You see him walking in the rain looking like a badass with these people. And then Idris Elba pulls out the little bow thing that he has and shoots the first guy in the eye. He gets it started. He shoots the one dude in the eye through the glasses. You feel that too in 4DX. And everyone else is looking around going like, what the fuck's going on? And then they all start unloading on everybody. They get inside. They see the military's coming for them because they get the Jotunheim open. And they tell Thinker put in the security code. And then they have a plan. Their plan is to plant explosives all up and down Jotunheim. Right? And then the Thinker takes, because they're splitting into teams. What is it? It's Rick Flag, Ratcatcher, and the Thinker are going down to the depths, the basement, Dirty Little Secrets, as it's called. Taking him down there to go find out and like destroy all the stuff with Project Starfish. But more on that in a little bit. We're kind of going a little backwards here in terms of like the story and everything like that. Are you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay. You're being awfully quiet over there. I thought you gotta chime in.
I was dozing off a little bit.
Listen, you can't doze off, my guy. You can't lay down. You're gonna puke again.
No, I'm good. I'm on one elbow right now. I got my little, when they're on one elbow and they got the knee up, the little sexy pose that people try to do. Michael Jackson album cover. I'm hitting that right now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. But so there's like two teams. It's like it's Peacemaker, King Shark, supposed to be, Bloodsport, Harley Quinn, Polka Dot Man, and Milton. They're all they're playing explosives all up and down the building. But Rick Flag and Ratcatcher 2 are down under. They're down in the Dirty Little Secrets. They're seeing all the stuff with like the experiments with Starro and everything, and they find out that it was like the Americans that like brought Starro brought him from space, because Starro was from space, and they brought him.
There's a flashback that they showed earlier about the Americans finding it first, and yeah, you good, bro?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I just was talking and like, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah,
I'm dying now.
They pretty much explained the Ratcatcher. Well, the Thinker explained the Ratcatcher and
Rick Flag.
What's it called? And Rick Flag that the flashback we seen earlier that we already knew that Americans really were responsible.
And then they were the ones for like they struck a deal with the people who were at the island, the nation, the island nation.
So then Rick Flag
to do the experiments, and they put the Thinker in charge. And that's why
I didn't miss a part, right? That's when Rick Flag was like,
yeah, because they find out that like that's the Thinker says that because a run of the mill military coup they're going to destroy 30 years of research. And that's why, because like this new, like, the generals and stuff that took over now found out about Project Starfish, and they wanted to use it as a weapon on the world. But what was happening was the original family that was in power was like had made a deal with the U.S. So that's what was going on. So everything was good with them. But now that other people took over, they wanted all this stuff like destroyed. You know what I mean? Like they didn't want this stuff getting out. And Rick Flag hears this and he's pissed and he's like, I'm done covering up for their shit, you know, and takes one of the hard drives. And that's when Peacemaker turns
comes out of nowhere.
Turns on him and is like, I can't let you do that.
Whole time, yeah.
Yeah, I can't let you do that.
Time.
I didn't know the whole time. Well, Rick Flag knew the whole time. He was like, I should have known. He was like, that Amanda Waller would have a backup plan. So Peacemaker is like, oh, you know, we got to destroy that drive. Like, it'll create an international incident. Damn, I can't speak today.
He had a point. He did have a point there, though.
Yeah, but it would cause an international incident, and then the roof collapses and everything on them, right? Just before they're getting ready to have a gunfight. And then it cuts to 8 minutes earlier, where we see King Shark and Bloodsport, Polka Dot Man, Milton, Harley Quinn planning explosives. We see King Shark find the
Peacemaker.
We find King Shark finds these like other like fish and stuff, and he's like, "No,
what was that?" Yeah,
he's like, "No dumb friends." He starts jumping around because they're making his like outline with all them. But then we go to Bloodsport, Harley Quinn, Milton, and Polka Dot Man, and Polka Dot Man drops his explosives. Right, his bag rips, and Polka Dot Man drops his explosive, and he's like, fizzle sticks. Right, he drops them. And then there's like these soldiers, and they start shooting, and they fire, and they kill Milton. Milton dies, yep. And then Polka Dot Man shoots him, and we finally see what Polka Dot Man really does, and he melts these motherfuckers with polka dots.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
We see the full extent. Like, we see what happens when he hits people with them, because earlier, when they were at the camp, he just knocked down a tower. So we saw what they do, but we didn't see what they do, like, to humans, and they fucking melt humans. They melt those motherfuckers. But, Milton dies, and they have this long conversation about
who's Milton?
Harley Quinn's like, who's Milton? And he's like, the guy who's been with us the whole time. But Harley Quinn doesn't know that because she wasn't really with them the whole entire time. But it's just really funny because Idris Elba is saying that like why the hell was he with us? And he was like, he was risking his life trying to help us, you know. And then some other guys come in, right? And Polka Dot Man sees them, and he throws his polka dots. But what happens is it hits one of the charges on the explosives, and it blows the entire thing up. So that basically, they think they set the charges off early because it goes back down to the basement where like Starro is, and Rick Flag and Peacemaker and Ratcatcher and the Thinker goes back down to the basement. And the Thinker is like, those idiots set off the explosives too early because they don't know what happened, right? They have no idea what happened. So Ratcatcher is there and is like with the Thinker and everything, and they can't see John Cena and Rick Flag right now. They can't see him. Well, you can't see John Cena anyway, but she really can't see him now. She can't see the floating Peacemaker outfit. But what we do see after, this is about like, I think maybe an hour in, right? There's like an hour after this, I think.
That was an underrated joke.
So we see Starro fucking put his tentacles up, wrap up the Thinker, take this man full fucking like arms wrapped up one arm wrapped up, the other arm wrapped up, basically, essentially, like, being
went full Goro Mortal Kombat
drawn.
style.
He's being basically drawn and quartered right now. Like, that's the setup. Like, he's tied up, like, he's getting drawn and quartered, and my god, does he. He's, like, pleading with, like, Starro and everything. He's like, listen, I'm ready to change. I'm ready to change. Nah. Starro says, it's too late to apologize. It's too late.
Ripped him, bro. Goro Mortal Kombat.
Oh my! Rips King Shark in the rain. Remember that?
Oh, yeah,
there's that scene too.
That was better. Yeah.
There is a scene that I did not mention in that rain when I said they get it started off and they just arrive in Jotunheim and it's all raining and everything and Idris Elba shoots the guy. It's in one of the trailers actually. It's in one of the trailers. King Shark rips a guy in half, and it's not quite like that, but oh my god, is it way more brutal and way more bloody, because not only does he get his like arm and leg ripped off, but he gets thrown against the side of this glass and just fucking explodes. And then John Cena's Peacemaker wakes up, and we see one of the best action sequences from this movie,
they started
mind you.
throwing hands.
But the thing that made it one of the best sequences is the fact that it's all seen through Peacemaker's helmet.
Yeah,
not all of it, but there's like a good 5 minutes of it. There's like a good 2 minutes of this fight that is seen after like we see like Rick Flag pulling like a thing out of his like his gut. Like he got stabbed like with a thing of debris and he pulls it out, and like the drive's there, right? And then Rick Flag goes to get the drive, and then they start fighting, and we see like their first like kind of like their first couple blows that are exchanged, like the first minute or two of the fight is all seen through Peacemaker's helmet, and it's so cool. It's really I love that cinematography right there. I love that shot.
Yeah, they pulled that off.
And it's just they like you said, man. They throw hands. They throw down.
They were throwing hands.
They throw
5 minutes,
down.
5, 6, 7 minutes,
and then they end up getting to the point where Rick Flag has Peacemaker on his back. Right, you think that he's getting ready to get the better of him. You think he's gonna kill him and everything, but Peacemaker, this slimy ass motherfucking snake, probably the same dude who developed the Snapchat Bitmoji avatar. That's basically akin to what this is. He reaches over, gets a piece of porcelain from one of the toilets they broke, alright, and stabs Rick Flag in the heart. And they show it like a Mortal Kombat X-ray.
I say Mortal Kombat again. They X-rayed Mortal Kombat.
They show that shit. And just, again, to prove just how much of a snake, a dirty, rotten fucking Snapchat Bitmoji avatar making fucking snake Peacemaker is, he jams it in further, right? And then with his dying breath, Rick Flag says, Peacemaker, what a joke. And then he falls off of him. But Ratcatcher, too, sees all this go down, and she's like, oh, fuck. But what happened was Peacemaker kicked the drive over, right, during the scuffle, and now the drive's right in front of her, and she grabs it, and Peacemaker says, give me the drive, and she takes off running, and then it ends up with them at this sequence where he has Ratcatcher, she's on the ground, right, and the drive's right next to her and everything. And she's like, okay, just destroy the drive. Like, why do you gotta kill me? And he's like, because I'm thorough. And then it cuts back to Idris, Bloodsport, yeah. Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, and all them. We see them, like, kind of dealing with King Shark falls to the ground. And we're gonna get to that sequence right there, because that man also goes fucking hardcore.
Bro, I thought it was over, bro.
He goes hardcore. Like, he looks like the Hulk when he's getting shot. Like, the bullets just bouncing off of him. And then this motherfucker just gets up, and you can tell it's game over. It is game over. But we'll get to that scene in just a moment. Because now it's overflowing with water and everything, and they're all trying to, like, get out of there, and the water is funneling out.
We didn't mention at this point Starro's he's emerging now during all of
Oh
this.
yeah, yeah. Starro's getting ready to emerge because you're seeing this from two different aspects and everything like that. But now is when they all kind of start to converge. And so King Shark is on the ground, right? And he goes fucking hardcore. He just runs up because he gets up, right? And they all stop shooting at him. And he gets up and he runs forward and just bites this motherfucker's head off. And he starts like just going to town, right? Because they all start to shoot at Bloodsport. And then he gets up because Harley Quinn gets him up. And him and Polka Dot, Bloodsport, Harley Quinn, Polka Dot Man all run and they jump, right? Polka Dot Man lands on one platform of rubble. Harley Quinn uses the javelin to stab into like a pillar, and she was able to get herself up. And Bloodsport,
he tried to use the little grappling. It wasn't a hook.
He did, yeah. He tries to use a grapple thing after the thing that he was standing on fell, and then he goes down and he lands, right? And you see him kind of smirk like,
great
oh
scene.
Man. And the next thing, and you feel all this too in the 4DX thing.
I'm gonna say that part again. You probably felt.
Oh yeah,
was falling.
That and this entire sequence, this entire sequence was amazing. I told my friend, I'm like, listen, like if there's one scene in this movie that there's one scene in this movie that I know is gonna be amazing for this, and this was that scene. And let me tell you, it was great. It was fantastic. But then you see him go down, 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 and finally we end up with the scene from the trailer where he's kind of standing there like with that pose, and then looks up and what he's looking at is Peacemaker holding the gun to Ratcatcher 2's head, and they look at each other, right? And then they draw their guns and fire. But now, in the beginning of our recap, we talked about how there's that little thing where Peacemaker said, I use smaller bullets to shoot through your bullets without even touching the sides. You see Peacemaker shoot one of, I guess, those compression bullets. Like, it's a big bullet. And then you see Bloodsport shoot out a small bullet that, in a very amazing callback, payoff, whatever you want to call it, goes through Peacemaker's bullet and hits Peacemaker in the neck. And then he just starts gushing blood, right? And Bloodsport walks over and he's like, how? He's like, small bullets.
Yes, sir.
And then he drops, and Ratcatcher 2 tells him about the drive. He puts it in his little wrist thing, right? And they all kind of reconvene, right? They're all there again. Polka Dot Man, Harley Quinn, King Shark, and it's Ratcatcher 2 and Bloodsport now.
They're celebrating for like a quick,
the 5
seconds.
the 5 last remaining members of the Suicide Squad right now are all sitting there, right? They're like kind of like, oh, like what's happening? Like what's going on? And next, Ratcatcher's like, we gotta go. He's coming. And they're like, who's coming? And she's like, Starro and then boom, you just see one of Starro's points, one of his sides just come up through the rubble and everything, and they hightail it out of there. And then there's like that scene from the trailer again where Harley Quinn kind of falls and looks up, and then we see fucking Starro, and then all the military, right? They probably got all the military out of this bitch right now. They all start firing on Starro, and then Starro like lets out the smaller extensions of itself, right? They look like fucking seagulls and birds and shit, right? They all start like going down and latching on to people's faces. And Ratcatcher's like, watch your face, and she like puts her gas mask down and everything. And King Shark's just sitting there like swatting him away and everything.
Yeah. Freaking
Bloodsport just having he's playing Duck Hunt at this point, really. It's like easy for him. Sorry, I had to get some water. I've been talking for like a good minute right now, honestly. I've been running through the movie. Never said I'd do a good job of running through the movie. I just said I'd run through the movie. So
I feel like we're touching all the points.
You can't.
I don't think we missed nothing.
Oh, no, there's points we missed and shit, but it's besides the point. Let me get my water real quick here. Sorry, allow me to take a quick water break. If you would like to kind of continue on and
Yeah.
do the thing.
So and like you said, Bloodsport, he's just shooting him like it's duck hunt. Everybody's handling their business. Starro's little, I don't even know what to call them, miniature Starros, I guess. They're lashing on to all the military's faces, and now at this point they're trying to figure out, well, what do we do? Like, how do we stop Starro now? Because now he's in full effect. He's out now. What's the place called again? I just forgot the
Jotunheim.
place. Yeah, Jotunheim. It's pretty much in shambles now. It's collapsed. Starro's in full effect, and then that's when they figure out that he's actually Starro's controlling the mini ones, and now he controls these people, which you kind of hear.
Well, that gets explained, and that gets explained in the thing with the Thinker in back in the beginning, where he's like they're like extensions of himself, and when they latch on, they become part of the main like host, and Starro feeds off their consciousness, and that's how it gets bigger. I'm sorry, I just kind of hijacked that from you there, but
no, it was the same thing I was gonna say. So he's pretty much talking through these military and normal people at this point.
This city is mine.
Yeah, so he's going on a full rampage now, trying to smash the city, kill whoever. They're all. I kind of missed that part because that's it was like 2 minutes. I ran to the bathroom.
Okay, yeah. So I think
I seen him.
I'll cover this part.
I seen him turn around and go back to like I seen him turn around and go back and like they're like, nah, we gotta stop it.
Because
I missed right before that.
Because what happens is their comms go back up, right? Because we go back to HQ with Amanda Waller and all them, and everything goes back up, and the dude sees it, right, and he's like, we got a freaking kaiju up in this bitch, right? And they see it, and she's like, Task Force X, are you there? And then just Bloodsport's like, yeah, because they're seeing Starro just walking towards the town, just smashing everything. They don't know how to process this shit. And she's asking them like, did you destroy all the stuff? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, okay, she's pretty much like, all right, cool, that's it, go home. You're good. Get out of there. Be
like, got a problem here still.
Yeah. But no, whatchamacallit, that's what, because Bloodsport starts to walk away, everyone's there, right, and then Bloodsport's the first one to walk away, right?
Yeah, that's when I came back.
And then he sits there, he stops for a second, and he's like, he's like, well, I know what I gotta do, but he's like, I'm not getting paid. He has that I'm not getting paid enough for this face. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not getting paid enough for this shit face. But he turns around like the badass he is, and he starts walking away. And they're like, he's like abandoning mission. Oh no, he's going off mission or something like that. They say.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yep.
Because everybody starts to walk away, right? That's right. Because Ratcatcher is like, she'll kill you or whatever, and he's like, that's her business. And so, like, everybody starts to kind of, like, walk back. Everyone turns around and walks towards, like, the city to, like, go, like, fight Starro and everything. And she's like, you dumb motherfuckers, turn the fuck around. This is her last fucking warning.
She was wild.
She got about as heated as I got during my little Snapchat avatars rant.
Yeah.
That's how heated she got.
She's going off during that whole time. I'm like, yo, somebody whack her.
Bro, and then
whole time.
Out of nowhere, this other chick who we've seen before, it was one chick with glasses and like the blonde hair and everything. She picks up a golf club that she was using earlier, whacks her in the fucking head with it, and she goes down. Like, good night and goodbye. Down goes Frasier. Down goes Frasier. Whatever you want, whatever metaphor you want to use for it, she goes down. Night, night. Good night. Sleep tight. Whatever the fuck. Don't bite. But she goes down, and they're like, the one dude's like, holy fucking shit. What did you just do? And she's like, all those children, all those people. And then she turns around at this one guy and is like, Go man the satellite, Dale, you dickhead!
I am the captain now.
Basically, there you go. That's the better metaphor for it. But so then they sit down and they sort of tell the Suicide Task Force X, as they're called now. They tell them where to go, and so they're like, oh yeah, like go this way, right? And then they start running in the like the superhero montage thing. Like they start running down the street and everything to catch up with Starro, and they finally get to the one spot, the final like the battleground, if you will, of the final battle, the final stage. They finally get there, that this one road and everything, and they're looking at Starro, right? And there's that, and then you see Idris Elba just building the gun. You know what I mean? That you see in the trailer.
Sick.
He just pulls parts off, starts putting it on, and then it finally ends up to be that trailer with the spinning front that you see from the trailer, and you see him like just going boom, 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 and then he starts to tell people like what to do and everything. He's like Harley, you take the high ground. He's like Nanawe. He's like Monster Num Num, big. Big monster num num, and King Shark just looks at him and is like, monster big num num, and King Shark just runs over and just fucking jumps up and bites on this fucking Starro. The only thing I could think of was like the Hulk from Thor Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when he jumps up? He's like, big monster.
Yep. He's like, oh no,
big monster. But yeah,
same thing.
So he jumps up and bites her. He jumps up and bites Starro. And all the while, like, they're still on the ground and everything. And he turns the polka dot man. He's like, you see that? That's your mom. It's your mother. Like you said in the beginning. Like you're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Like, they're in the final battle. He's like, you know who that is? That's your mother. It's your mother. And so he like
they showed it.
And you see this,
where you're like,
you see this chick, but you know what's funny? You can see King Shark on her fucking arm.
Yeah, it's like if it wasn't enough to see a whole bunch of little versions of her, they put her in one big
fucking
star size.
kaiju fucking polka dot man's mom, and fucking you see the shark on his fucking you see the shark on her arm
punching buildings.
Yeah, and he like shoots all the polka dots and everything, and then you see all the other all the other like regular people that are hosts now, like that, all the like the I guess infected is what they're calling them or whatever. The people that got the people that have little stars on their faces, the people who are now part of Starro, are all kind of screaming in pain, holding their legs now because of what happened with Starro. Because how Polka Dot Man just blasted him, or it blasted Starro, took the leg out of commission, right? And he's like, "I'm a superhero. I'm a motherfucking boom,
bow,
bam." Starro just crushes Polka Dot Man, and Polka Dot Man is gone. And now
stomped on by his mom.
There's only four members of Task Force X. 4 members of the Suicide Squad left. No more. No more Polka Dot Man.
Happened to King Shark? Did he? I remember he got slammed.
He got slammed through the building, and we don't. Like I said, it's like Hulk and Thor Ragnarok. The final battle, you didn't really see Hulk until like the very end. Again, remember? So it's kind of like that. Like King Shark's kind of just getting back to the group.
He's out of commission.
Yeah, he got thrown way like out of there. Like, he's not out of commission, maybe, but he got thrown like halfway across the fucking city, and he's trying to get back now. But he's trying to catch a cab. He's all the way on the other side of the city where nothing's going down, and he's just like, "Me get back the monster."
Shark in a cab.
He has to run. But whatchamacallit, now we see we see Ratcatcher up on a car. Yep. Right? She has her little like light thing that controls rats, right? And
boy,
she's getting ready to use it. Oh, she's getting ready to get smushed, like fucking whacked out of the way by Starro. And then like Bloodsport's like being held down by all these like by all the people and everything that have little starfishes on their face and everything. And he just like he sees this and he like breaks free and like runs and like tackles her off the car to save her. And you see the car get like just you see like what would have happened because you see that
Yeah,
car
she
go
would have
flying.
been
The car was fine before Starro hit it. When he hit it, the shit was mangled. But now it's just them, right? Uh, she's laying on the ground still, kind of like just coming to, and then Bloodsport's there, like looking all over himself to find like a weapon, and he can't find any. He's all out. He has no more weapons left. And then
That's when
whatchamacallit, then
Starro was
yeah,
like
this
yeah, he
city
was
is
like,
mine.
yep, said the same thing
Yeah, it
earlier.
says this
The
city
city
is
is
mine,
mine.
and she fucking I'm not.
Again,
I am not gonna lie. I teared up a little bit at this part, dude.
when she did it again.
Dude, I started like no. Let me tell this part right here where um Starro like has like says that, and then she's like, no, like this isn't like it's not your city, it's not our city, it's their city, right?
It's theirs.
And she she fucking has the light thing and like brings it up, and all the rats start fucking coming. And then
million rats.
and then it's that fucking like you see her like looking up and everything, and then like you see the like flashback where like Taika Waititi actually gets to say something as Ratcatcher one, but you see like that emotional moment where she's like, "Why rats and everything?" And he's like, "Well, they're the most like disgusting and like vile creatures. Like if they have purpose, and like then we all do." And she's like sad. You see like the tears rolling down. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like it got me. It hit me.
God,
It hit me, bro. Like
watery.
I was talking about it. My eyes got watery, bro. I think about that shit, bro. Because think about it, like, and that moment on the bus too, where she's like, "Oh yeah, like no, I'm gonna get you out of here alive," and you see Bloodsport like go down, like hunch over too when all the rats come, and she just like has her like arm on his back and everything, and she does. She legitimately gets him out of there alive, basically, because she does that, and then we see Harley Quinn like climbing on top of this building. Perfect lineup too. Starro's just standing there. Perfect lineup. She has the javelin, and earlier when they all turn around and walk back to the city, she's like, "I know why I have the javelin now." Like she knows why. She's like, "I know what I have the javelin for." And then you see her like running towards Starro with a javelin, and she just jumps up and goes just right through the fucker's eye. Right through Starro's eye.
She was gonna just stab it. I didn't know she was gonna go inside.
Into Starro's eye, and she is now inside Starro, and all the rats just start climbing inside of Starro, tearing this thing up, tearing this intergalactic starfish up from the inside. You see all the blood and everything, and there's that moment in the trailer where she's like in the water, right? And it's that scene. But we don't know it because it's kind of like
she's inside of Starro.
Yeah. There's like some fake outs too. Like there's some like Marvel level fake outs in that trailer too, like lines and stuff. Like it's really good. It was really good marketing and really good trailers that didn't give really much stuff away, because all the scenes didn't have real much context, and we knew that Starro was going to be the villain, but we also didn't know where everything was taking place. We didn't know what was going on, so that was really cool too. Now she's in there. And then now Starro's done. Starro falls over, and Starro's last words are, "I was happy up there, staring at the stars." Well, listen, motherfucker, why didn't you go back? Why did you just try to take over a city? Why wasn't
down here for?
Why wasn't your first thing to do to try to get into space? Why wasn't that the first thing you did?
He said, "Nah, I'm just gonna take over a city real quick."
Which
I'm bored.
There was a really cool graphic also, like we were talking about, with like the Jotunheim thing and the Operation Harley, and then now that turned into leaves and stuff. And Savant's blood in the beginning. Don't worry, we will get to the end. I promise you, we will get to the end. But in the beginning, Savant's blood turned into Warner Brothers Pictures Presents, which was really cool too. So all those different things that they had in the movie were really cool. But before, like when Starro breaks out, it's like Starro. It's like the Suicide Squad versus Starro the Conqueror, and it's really cool because it's like it's in like a pencil notebook sort of like style of writing. You know what I mean? Like the Schoolhouse Rock type font.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And so now Starro's dead, and they're all kind of like walking out of there and everything. Like Harley like climbs out of Starro, gives a thumbs up to Bloodsport, and he gives a thumbs up back. And then what else? What else? What else happens? Where do we go from there?
I was gonna say I might have missed stuff because this is when we were like testing stuff still, and I had it in the background at this point. So.
Oh, okay. No. So after, because I know after that we see oh no, there's the scene where it kind of like cuts to Ratcatcher holding like a little piece like Polka Dot Man's outfit, and she's kind of like, ah, damn, like he's dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
see,
she's kind of like she's mourning him a little bit, and then we cut back to like Amanda Waller looking at all the stuff that was on the drive, like all the footage of the American astronauts getting Starro and them getting like infected and everything. It's all the files and stuff that Rick Flag wanted to deliver to the press, but now Bloodsport has uploaded it to a secure server and is now like, hey, listen, we're gonna release this unless we all go free. You know what I mean? And so she's like, I told you I'd make you a leader, and you see like that look on her face, like she's like,
damn,
shit.
I'm mad I missed that.
She's like,
damn,
fuck, you know. She's like, fuck. But then she looks over at the
he did the
case.
same thing that she did to him, pretty much. Like, I'm gonna kill your daughter, pretty much, unless
basically, like
release these files.
Yep, I'll release the tapes. I'll release the tapes, bitch.
I'll drop your OnlyFans.
But she's like, fine, you have a deal, right? So they can all go free. And whatchamacallit, he gets off like he throws his like earpiece away, but you see her looking over at the suitcase thing with like whatever it is that the bombs are all in.
The buttons on them.
Yeah, like the kill switches. Like you see her like looking at them and stuff. You see her looking over at it, kind of like, I could. I
can still do it.
Yeah, but there's like news coverage, because now it cuts to his daughter, who's sitting in this house, and we see her like watching the news, and it has like a group of like escaped convicts or whatever like that saved the city and destroyed like Starro and shit, and she's like, that's my dad, that's my dad.
Oh, now you want to claim me as your dad.
You're now my dad.
You finally did something good.
Yeah.
I claim you now. Your father.
And then and Ratcatcher 2's like Flag was gonna release that to the press, and he was like, listen, we saved a city, like we can't have everything. And so they like all start like walking back and everything, because we see the chopper, and he's like, that's our ride. And they all start walking back and everything. King Shark's just like pointing at one of the motherfucking people going, nom nom. He's like, seriously, that's what you're thinking about. Like like I said in the beginning, I mentioned that scene already. But he points again. He's like, because he's like, is that all you're thinking about? He's like, seriously, is that what you're thinking about right now? And he's like, no. And then he points to like another one just subtly, and then Bloodsport's like, no. And then you see at the end, Ratcatcher 2 is like leaning up against King Shark sleeping, and then like Harley Quinn like looks at Bloodsport and then turns over and falls asleep, and Bloodsport's there, and the rat climbs on Sebastian the rat with a backpack, the pizza backpack.
Yeah,
he crawls up on the Bloodsport's leg, and Bloodsport's like, you see his face. He gets tense, and he goes and he pets the rat, and he kind of calms down, and then it ends. And then there's like a little like sequence. I don't know if it's like, it's not a title. It's not like a sequence. It's like a title sequence, right? It's like the Suicide Squad or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we see that Weasel is still alive. We see Weasel on the beach, coughing up water. He gets up, and he goes and he runs into the forest of whatever city, or whatever country that was, whatever island nation that was. He goes and he runs in there, and he's alive, basically. Then, once you get past the long credits, because there's 2 post-credit scenes, we see they're walking in a hospital, right? I was kind of pissed at this, honestly, to be honest with you. They were walking in a hospital, and the one guy is like, whatchamacallit, like, oh yeah, like we know like Waller's just getting back at us for double crossing her, and that's why she's sticking us with this douchebag. And it and we look and we see Peacemaker is in the hospital, still
Not
alive.
dead. Yeah, not dead.
Still alive. So Peacemaker is still alive, and more on that in a moment. But she's the one hospital lady's like, oh, I heard he was a bit of a hero, and the guy's like, oh really? Not very no, like no he wasn't. Like
Not that guy, pal.
he's not that guy, pal. Trust me, he's not
not
that guy.
pal. Trust me.
But then the hospital lady is like, what, why do you need him and everything? And this other lady's like, oh, nothing, just to save the fucking world. And then it ends. So Peacemaker is alive, but there's a reason for that. Because it turns out that James Gunn, during like lockdown and everything, wrote a wrote a thing for a spin-off series which is going to be an 8-episode spin-off series about Peacemaker that James Gunn is writing and directing, but he's only directing 1 through 3 and 7 and 8. So 4, 5, and 6 are going to be either directed by someone different, or they're going to be directed by 3 different people, or you're going to have a Star Wars thing where it's directed by one person, another person, and the same person as the other episode. So we don't know. I don't know yet. But everything that I know is that it's going to be on HBO Max. Excuse me. It's going to be on HBO Max. And it's going to be 8 episodes. And it's going to be about Peacemaker. And John Cena will return. So that is basically what happened in the Suicide Squad 2021. So guess what?
So
you don't need to go and pay money to see it. You don't need an HBO Max description to see it. Just sit through this entire thing. Trust me, it's coherent enough. But
so if he never got that green light, they probably would have never put that post-credit scene in there then.
Well, I think maybe I don't know about that, but maybe that was like because all right, so in the original Avengers, the first Avengers movie, the shawarma scene was like a late edition, like a day before it went to theaters, I think. Like literally the day before it released, they added that scene. They added that scene at the end with them all sitting there eating, because they were like, "Oh yeah, this would be funny to do." So that might have been a last minute addition. I don't know. Everything that I've seen doesn't say anything about that, but from what I've seen, like that's what it is. But honestly, a James Gunn directed and kind of led DC Universe, I'm here for it. I'm 100%.
They're really doing the Marvel thing right now.
I'm really 100% with James Gunn doing multiple movies and like series, like maybe like what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. He's doing he did Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. He wrote the dialogue and everything for the space scene with Thor and like all the Guardians dialogue he wrote, which is really cool for Infinity War. And then what else? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then he's doing the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which has been confirmed to be canon and in the MCU and will give us information that we need and like kind of like be a segue into Guardians Volume 3, which is really cool.
All right.
But yeah, like he's great. Anything that he does, like I'm here for it. But yeah, so what did you what was your favorite part? Now that we're doing because we're doing spoilers and everything.
I probably didn't have a singular favorite part. Probably had multiple, so I'm gonna do like a top 3.
Listen, all right. If Peacemaker had his comically large gun to your head, because he's very thorough, and he told you to pick one scene, what would that scene be?
All right. Damn, you put me on the spot now. Shoot, one scene. You put me on the spot here. Oh man, right. That was like I guess one scene that's in my mind right now. I don't know. It's really my favorite, but I'm gonna just say because it's the only scene that's really in my mind is when Bloodsport was falling through all the floors, and then it all kind of like came together right there at the end, like, and then you see Peacemaker,
So you say that whole sequence,
Ratcatcher,
that whole sequence
yeah,
is
just that sequence right there, and then
okay.
yeah, it all caught up right there. But that's just because that's the one
Okay.
in my mind right now. But it probably is another one that I like more,
I love the start.
like the whole
Yeah.
like the first 20 minutes.
Oh yeah. I love
Yeah,
the big
that was wild.
the battle on the beach and everything. I love
Yeah,
that moment.
if there's a way to start a movie or any kind of
Oh my
short
god.
series or anything, that's how you start it. That'll get the
That's
viewers like, damn, hold on, now I
because
gotta keep watching. What the
it
hell?
starts off like it starts off so well. That's the thing too. Like
Yeah,
that's what sticks out about it for me is it starts
yeah.
off so hot. Like it's amazing.
I'll probably say
It
it's a
brings
tie
the
with that.
heat.
Then
It
yeah,
brings the heat. I
I'll
mean,
probably say that is a tie.
you have until September 5th to watch this multiple times on HBO Max.
Yeah, I'll probably say it's a tie then because uh, excuse me, god
He's
damn,
dying. He's dying.
it's coming back. Excuse me, but
No, you're just getting all of it out of there.
I would say it's a tie then
Sorry
because
about that for the viewers. I'm not gonna edit that out. That's too much work. Um,
I would say it's definitely a tie because I like stuff like that. Like just to go off course of the movie real quick. Um, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not because it's been out for a while, but there's an anime called Attack
it
on
ha-
Titan.
it hasn't been out for a while.
Huh?
It's only been out for like what is it? Friday, Saturday,
No,
Sunday,
no, I'm
Monday.
talking
It's
about
only been out for
this.
4 days.
No, I'm talking about the spoiler that I was about to say, but it's a TV show. But it's been out for a while. The TV show I'm talking about. So
I thought you meant for Suicide Squad. Like you were
no, no,
comparing
no.
it to something. You're like, there's a spoiler for Suicide
No,
Squad.
I was just trying to tie it into Suicide Squad,
It's
like how they did that in the first
comparable.
20 minutes. Yeah, it's comparable. Like in the first 20 minutes, it grabs you. There's an anime, and like most times in animes, like you kind of know what's gonna happen. Like they got the superhero, and you're like, all right, the superhero's gonna save the day. And this one, the guy's mom, it's called Attack on Titan. The guy's mom got picked up by a Titan, and he was about to eat her. And you see the guy, and he pops up, and he's like, oh, he's gonna save her. Didn't save her. She got ate, and that grabbed me in the first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes of the show, his mom died. I said, "Oh my god!" I said, what the fuck is going on now? And just flipped the whole show. So that's kind of I'd say that scene in the Suicide Squad is tied because like the first 20 minutes, you're like, "Oh god!" Like what the frick? Everybody just got offed in 10 minutes. What the hell's going on now?
Yeah, man,
So yeah,
it's
that scene was excellent too. But those two scenes, those are probably the
yeah.
two standouts for me right now. It might be another one that popped in my head because I'm gonna watch it again for sure.
Honestly, I want to see. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but I want to go to the reality in which it is an all-out, every single Suicide Squad member just they're going along and they're getting picked off one by one through various things. They all don't get picked off right at the start like that, right? But whatchamacallit, like I 100% would like to see all those people come together
Yeah, that would have
and
been
like have
fire.
I want to see the version of the Suicide Squad with the first team and the second
And then
team.
the second team. Yep.
Yeah, like I want to see all of them just together
Really,
doing stuff. Like in the final battle with Starro, that you can kill them all off.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
kill them off to get to the end, but going there, I want to see all those motherfuckers
You
just
want to see
in
the
a big
Avengers assemble?
battle. Oh yeah, I want to see that shit. Like that'd be amazing,
Really,
amazing.
James Gunn really should have just shot
Like
everybody.
you could have a couple of them like get like face hugged by Starro. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
and then him whack a couple of them just by himself. Yeah,
yeah, like you could have like a couple. You have a couple people do it. Because it'd be really funny to see Captain Boomerang just throwing his boomerangs around, killing all the things in the
he could have
sky.
came in handy right at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it could have came real handy. You gotta
but
keep, you gotta keep Captain Boomerang alive, mate. Gotta keep him alive.
keep him alive, Mike. But James Gunn really should have just shocked everybody, and at the end have Amanda actually push those buttons.
And then next thing you know, turns out Taika Waititi's not dead, and Ratcatcher 2 comes out with his rat stick, and he brings more rats.
Oh man. But that was pretty much our rendition, recap, review, whatever you want to call it, of the Suicide Squad 2021. It doesn't get any more accurate than that.
And here's
But probably it actually does, but
and
you don't want to watch anything else. Watch ours.
And here's a challenge that will have a great reward for those of you who made it this far into the show. If we can get this video, all right, if we can get this video to 100 likes, all right, 100 likes, then we will do a reading of Suicide Squad 2016. When we get visuals,
oh man,
we will do a reading of Suicide Squad 2016, in where every time the Joker comes up in the script, we take a shot.
Oh my lord!
But we read every time he has a line.
Oh my god!
Every time he has a line, we take a shot.
You should have just said, if this gets 100 likes, I'm gonna throw up on camera for you. That's pretty much what you just told me.
Listen, all right, or maybe not a shot, but maybe like we'll drink. We'll take a big drink of something. We'll chug a beer.
Yeah, I was like,
we'll chug
a sip of a beer or something.
We'll chug a Corona with lime.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So grenadine. I actually. All right, so remember when we were at, this is a little off topic here, but remember when we were at Buffalo Wild Wings and that the bartender was telling us about like the grenadine and the Corona and the lime. I had that today at Buffalo Wild Wings, and it wasn't bad.
Wow. All right.
Listen, it was interesting. I was like, that's interesting. Let me try it. And I tried it, and it was not bad.
We still got to take a trip to Applebee's and get these Terramana cocktails.
Oh, yeah. We can definitely do that. You want to do it tomorrow?
What's tomorrow?
Tuesday. Yeah.
I'm not doing nothing.
All right. I thought you said you weren't. I thought you said you weren't off on Tuesdays.
Oh, I'm not. But you are off, so we can plan around your schedule. I work. I shall be up in 4 hours.
Oh fuck! Damn, that's right.
But yeah, we could do something afterwards after I get off.
This is what we signed up for, basically. Let's think about it like that. This is what we signed up for.
Hell yeah.
Cause me, I'm like, yeah, I want to wake up at 10 a.m. and stream. I'm like, it's 1:56. Bitch, stop lying.
Listen, most people would have. I'm not gonna say most people, but a lot of people would have, threw up like how I threw up and was mid dying and said, you know what, John, I'm not gonna make it tonight.
Tomorrow,
yeah, we gotta do it tomorrow.
I was thinking about that. But then I also was thinking about the fact of sitting there Tuesday night,
trying to put it on Wednesday, yeah.
Early fucking Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., waiting for Apple Podcasts to fucking process the episode.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I was like, nah. Then I was like, bro, I'm not that bad right now. If I was like literally like I'm going to the hospital, then I'd have been like, all right, we got it.
Because, all right, listen, all right, most of our podcasts, and we're only 2 episodes into our podcast, 2 of our episodes have been longer than the other, but this one takes the fucking cake. It has been 2 hours and 22 minutes. Coming up right now, it is 2:22:22.
Sheesh.
Like,
listen, if you stayed this long in the podcast and you're watching,
thank you very much.
Thank you, and comment the word suicide. No, don't do.
Oh God!
Never mind.
No.
Cut that out. Cut that out.
No.
Cut that out.
No.
Cut that out.
No.
Cut that out.
No. 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 Comment if you've made it this long. Add the time code. Add a time code or whatever like that, or just comment the word damaged in homage to the Jared Leto Joker face tattoos.
If you made it this far
right,
into the podcast,
right on his forehead, he has damaged.
Let me clean it up. If you if you made it this far into the podcast, comment the word dangerous in all caps.
I just said put damaged.
Nah, you gotta let me finish.
It's a reference.
It's gonna be related to us. That's why I said you gotta let me finish it.
Okay.
Comment the word either do damage or comment dangerous in all caps. And John's gonna send you $1, huh?
Nah. Nah. Listen, all right. I'll drink on camera, but I'm not sending $1. I ain't got $1 to my name, bro. Why do you think we're doing this? What do you think we need people to follow?
If somebody really does that, and I'm mad because I feel like somebody really will.
No, just listen. Just comment damage.
I tried, guys.
Just comment damage to show your support and that you've made it this far. And don't forget, to like, comment, subscribe, bell notifications on wherever you listen to podcasts. But I'm not sending you $1. Damn it! Send me $1.
Bro, you might have to edit that one part out, but you gotta clip it and save it at least. I gotta hear that.
No, I'm keeping it in there. You're gonna hear it. Listen. This is all the editing I do for this podcast. I listen for how long it is. I listen to it, then I add the beginning and I add the end and I take a part and put it in the beginning. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put that part in the beginning.
Oh my god! I knew you were about to say that.
I'm gonna put that part in the beginning. I will go to 2 hours and 20 some minutes. This is gonna be a fast edit too. It's gonna be a fast edit.
Oh
I just go clip that, put it in front of the intro, and just watch the entire thing all the way through.
I'm tired. I didn't know what word to say, and I should have just said squad at the end of it to make it better, and I folded. Oh no. I gotta change my name. That was Vaughn. This is Aaron. How you guys doing?
No.
Vaughn's walling.
I said I'm going to put I said I'm gonna put the part of you going like he'll send you $1 and I'm like, no I won't.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought you were talking about the other thing.
God. Aaron and Vaughn out of pocket.
You trying to get me a body. You gonna get me more than canceled. I'm about to have the FBI knocking on my door.
FBI, open up!
FBI, open up.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Let's do these outros so I can.
What's the segments? You said you had a name for your segments.
Oh, I'll say the name, but I'm gonna save the segments for
okay.
The next one.
Okay.
Then,
you know what?
You might not even approve of the name.
All right. Listen. Go ahead. Fine. Go ahead. I'll tell you after this. What I was listening to the last one, and I remember what I was gonna call your segments, and I was like, nope, that's too hot. I'll tell you after, and I never told you. I heard that, I never told you. Like, I am going to tell you what I was going to text you, but it's way better to hear it over the thing, and you'll laugh your ass off. But go ahead and tell me what yours is.
All right, I was gonna say, I'm gonna call the segment "Advice with Aaron," featuring "Judgment by John."
Fuck yeah, that's great.
That's great, right? Yeah.
Advice by. Oh, so you know what you can do? This is also for people who have gotten this far now, who have stayed. Go ahead, and if you need advice, or if you need something to be judged, go ahead and put it in the comments. Or ask us on Twitter, @John and Vaughn. Or DM us on Instagram, because no one else is, so it won't get lost. Trust me.
He's not lying about that.
So comment. And also, put the hashtag dangerously diverse. Put hashtag dangerously diverse in your thing. In your, thing that you want judged. Advice that you need. So go ahead and put that on Twitter. Put it in the comments. And we'll go ahead and we will go ahead and go ahead. And
go ahead.
And go ahead. And answer that shit. It'll be a fun little segment. Advice with Aaron and advice Advice with Aaron featuring judgment from John.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that. I like that one. So yeah, there you have it. We got a new segment, folks, and I think let me be honest right now. Let me go ahead and toot our own horns. I think this is a great episode. This one we are really becoming a podcast.
This
Look
was
at that.
A good one. We started out hot.
We are a pair of real certified lover boys. Look at us. Structured podcasts. Just certified we're doing
potty boys.
We're doing it.
That didn't sound good.
You know what?
I need to go.
You know what?
Certified potty boys? What is that? What is that?
I think it's a reference to the fact that you were hugging the toilet on your Snapchat. You were like, you sent it to me. You're like, currently hugging the toilet, and I sent you the Snapchat, and I was like, we both honored the toilet.
We just in different ways.
But anyway, now, what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh my god, I lost it. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna go ahead and call this episode dangerously suicidal. Just kidding.
Yo. Nah, you keeping that too.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not. I'll probably. What was the original name we came up for? What was the original? It was in the beginning. It was in the beginning, and it was a really good one.
We didn't have we didn't. Yeah, I want to say if we didn't have one.
It was a good one.
Yeah, you could just name it something to do with the Suicide Squad. Like name something out of it.
I just told you my thing.
I hope you know. You know I cut the clips and I post them on TikTok. I'm cutting that clip. I'll put myself.
You got to put that on Instagram too, and you got to put. You know what you got to do? You got to start putting captions. You know what I mean? So like people who don't have
actual picture.
Yeah, like actually on everything, like videos. Like have you ever seen like other podcasts that have like the closed captions underneath, where you don't got to listen to it? You can just watch like the you can just read it. You don't got to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I got you.
Yeah. You got to do. Dude, I did that for a TikTok. It's fucking hard to do the first one. It is hard. Yeah. Dude, it is fucking complicated to do it. To mark up the duration of the text, you have to get it pinpoint.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, because I've done that on TikTok, so it is a little.
Yeah, dude, if you watch my latest TikTok, dude, like, I did it. After I did the first one, it was kind of easy because all I needed to do to line up the next... Once you do the first one, it's easy. But it's because you got to, like... It doesn't get easier because it really just becomes a thing of, all right, when do I end this one next? It's easy to start it, but it's harder to end it because you have to, like, go back and listen. Yeah, so it takes some work, honestly. It takes some work. You got to have... You can't have summer sausage fingers.
I think this episode
you can't have King Shark sized hands.
But yeah, bro, I think this episode was fantastic. I know I'm gonna have mad clips to what? I'm doing it again.
This is a great one. All right, so again, for the third time, we are your hosts for the Dangerously Diverse podcast. This was episode 3. I am your host, one of your hosts. I almost fucking did it again. I gotta stop like adding things to the ending. Anyway, this has been the Dangerously Diverse podcast. I am John.
I am Vonathan.
And this has been another, dare I say it, amazing episode. Huh? What? Okay, we're done. This is getting dangerously diverse.